clip of the recording. I just kind of like, oh, she is going this away and that's fine.
Okay.
But that really like upset me because, I was like, oh, well, Babs like really defended Lily. And when you came out and you were just like, I clipped the space, it was just like, oh, like, why would she do that? And that because that really wasn't what was said. And even if you disagree with it, that's fine. But like, why go and clip a space and then be like, well, I sent it to multiple people. And then no one had any issue with Val either. I know Babs didn't specifically. So it just kind of felt like it was targeted towards her. I don't think she's online right now, but
No. And you know what? And I'll be honest. I tried to come on to, I'm going to send you something. I might as well just put it in the chat actually, but I won't actually. I'll send it to you, Astro. When was this? So January 4th. So I don't know what date it is now, but this was a week ago, right? And sorry, I'm just going to send you this. And for some reason, I don't know why, Barb hasn't received this. She still hasn't. And then I went onto Barb's space the other night that she was having, because I often listen in, and I listen in. I don't listen anonymously. I listen in. And it's not because I'm there trying to clip more things or catch anyone out. Actually, half the time I'm just interested in what, she's talking or they're talking about. And I leave when there are fairly clear digs being made at, I'm not saying me, it's not all about me, but, about women that go back to Turtle Boy and it's just like, well, okay, I'm going to go now. I don't want to hear it. And that's fine. But I don't crack the shits and message anyone and say, oh, we're talking shit, because it's vague, so there's no. But I did message Barb acknowledging the fact that that clip that I did make was useless, and that I don't know, did you get my message? Have you received it?
let me go check 1 second.
And she still hasn't got
Okay.
it. And I don't know if that's because she's blocked me or whatever it is, but on her space 2 nights ago, I repeatedly asked to come and speak, to address that message, and B, to address Koala, because he was crapping on about Aiden being racist, and he said out loud, I will debate anybody that wants to debate me. And I've said to Chris ever since, don't tell me, he pulls the whole I had no control over who speaks. Fuck off. Like, I know that's just garbage, right? He just didn't want.
He had a space?
No, it was Barb's space. She was hosting. But had Chris have said in private message to Barb, let Lil up, you telling me she wouldn't have done that?
I honestly don't think she would have.
Okay.
Because I feel like and I'm not, coming from a place of, oh, I'm just defending someone. I don't think that she would have, because um there have been people that, you may not like, or you disagree with
Boring,
their behavior.
boring.
These like
John, shush.
that you guys just have different opinions about. So I don't think that she would want to do that. Which, I mean, I guess that's a issue for both of you guys. I just came up here because you asked me to come speak. I just want to make it clear, I am not going to argue with men. So,
that's fine. You don't have to either. I don't expect you to do that. And I'm sorry for any, name calling and stuff. Again,
yeah. But just to be clear, I don't think that anyone was upset initially, with you guys just like having different opinions, etc. I think that it was more so the fact that, after attention was brought to whatever the Jake Jake guy said, um, there were kind of like jabs and jokes about it after the fact, and I mean, it's really just not funny, especially when she had already been being attacked and there's like burner accounts being made of her and stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't expect you guys to be too thrilled if some if like we said that kind of stuff about you. I mean, people can have their opinions about, oh well, Lily's clipping my space and she's sending it to people and I've done nothing but defend her, and it feels kind of blindsided to then going to and laughing about people saying like, oh, I want to do these violent sexual things
Yeah, I did
to
see it,
her.
and I saw Carly's clip, and it's foul. Like, I didn't at first.
You keep talking about the same thing over
John,
and over.
that's because it's the
Well, it's
core
us
issue.
talking
It's
and
the
it has
core
nothing
issue.
to do with you.
John, it's the
So,
core issue, and I think you were on that space. It is not okay. The way you could joke about sexual actions or activities, but this was not a joke. Whatever Jake said was fucking disgusting.
Well, yeah,
okay.
no shit,
So,
but you're giving him too much credit. I mean,
Credit.
the guy
well, I
obviously
mean,
he's not
I don't
stable.
think it's giving him too much credit. I mean, he said it, and then they made jokes
So
about it after, and they made jokes
why
about
are
it
you
after the fact.
looping
Lily
why are
and
you making it
AJ,
about
if you can
oh god,
say,
you can't
Lily
shut
and
the fuck
AJ,
up.
if you
And
can say that you acknowledge that you don't agree with that behavior, and maybe like you were just like laughing about it after the fact because it's just like haha, like
No, we weren't
you
you
are
kind of
laughing
know
at
saying
the
it's,
that
joke.
yeah,
I
like
you
don't
you
are
think
kind of know
anyone
saying
it's
is
that
going to
saying
Jake
that.
upset
speaks for
somebody,
I
then
think
I
I
get
think
K
a
that.
Master. That's
I
not
think
But
somebody
that nobody
who's mentally ill said it,
John,
and you're
did
guys,
giving him
that
too
please,
much
y'all
credit.
are not help. Like, we're trying to get Lily
Shut
to like.
up, John.
And AJ made the tweet because, on behalf of both of us at least, because
Mhm.
of the fact that it was immediately, AJ and I were grouped into that immediately by Barb's, if I'm not wrong. Right? And so, and yeah, we were pissed off at that. And sure, the tweet AJ made was about being an uptight cunt, right? Or plural, right? Uptight cunts that, and then she made a joke that included the fisting, whatever.
yeah, but I mean, I think it's just, if you can say that, we have nothing to do with him, we're not like associated with him, we've kind of like distanced ourselves from him since that. I think that that pretty much, you know, resolves the issue. I think that nobody really specifically thought you guys were into that until like you made jokes about it. And I think that's where some people were upset. So if that's the case, then I think it's all fine and people can just have their different opinions and just stop doing the subtweets and going into threads and tweeting at each other when they see something they don't agree with. I know I haven't really said much to you, Lily, since we've had our last run in after Bab Space. So I just try to like if I don't feel like I need to insert myself, then I won't.
Astro, I'll
Um
ask you while you're here though, because we may not speak, very soon again. But why? I mean, you do jump in, and and you're more than happy to call me a pick me girl, or that I don't know if I've seen you say this, but you'll join in with all of that. Why do you think I'm a pick me girl?
Because I just feel like the behavior after in I mean, you can do what you want to do, but the behavior that was done to you, right? I did not agree with. And I DM'd you after that happened. And then I personally was like, "Oh my god, this is terrible." Lily's just kind of speaking her mind and her opinion on the situation, and you watch Karen go through two trials, and you have some empathy there and some understanding for that. So, to see you be attacked for having that opinion or that understanding or being friends with certain people, it's just kind of like a you if you don't agree with me or if you don't support me, then I'm going to drag you. And I feel like that's what happened. And you forgave him, right? And you support him, right? But I have an issue with attacking other people for him. Well, not necessarily like on his behalf, but because like you may have been told things about them or been sent things about them or you believe this about them, you attack these, well, I won't say the word attack, but you don't tweet nice things about them. For example, Elle Woods, I've personally seen a lot of stuff that I don't watch his like live streams or anything, but I've personally seen um a lot of the messages and things like that, and a lot of them were like edited and
Okay.
doctored with. So
Okay.
Drama.
it's just like if you I
Drama.
feel like
John,
you may not know the whole story, etc., and it's just like you can have your opinion about something, but I just don't feel like just like being like, oh, give me a phone call and stuff like that. Sometimes I do feel like that's pick me behavior, because it's just like you really don't even know what's going on. You're just kind of going off of what this man has said.
You're the
And
greatest
then
gaslighter in the history of the world. I love
then you
you.
tweet at
Do you
him.
think you've given an educated take tonight? I'm just
You are
asking.
okay,
gaslighting the
I'm not
guys,
giving it.
please.
I
You
never
sound
said I
like
was
the
giving an educated
dumbest
take. If
fucking
that's
broad I've
what
ever heard
you're
in my
getting out
entire
of it,
life.
Okay,
I'm
stop,
talking off
guys.
of information that I have seen, and
All the
I'm
information.
speaking off of things that I have seen
Theo,
and
don't.
information that I know. Lily has obviously seen different information, and I'm speaking to her, not you.
Just please. Stop.
Exactly.
Yeah, please don't.
So Lily,
I think though,
that's why I feel that way.
Astro, though, respectfully, you're coming in judging Lily for doing something that you weren't involved in. They're just judging you in the exact same way that you're judging Lily, and that's all that's happening here.
Well,
And we're
I don't
going
think that
round
they're
in
judging me.
circles, but they
They're
are.
interrupting me.
No,
They're
they're
I'm
judging you.
interrupting
judging
me
you.
when I'm speaking to
They're
Lily.
respectfully,
Yeah,
Astro,
definitely.
they're judging you, and a little
Okay,
bit.
well, they can do that. I honestly don't care. I'm speaking to Lily. So what their opinions are in the conversation, I don't care. I'm speaking directly to her.
So, Astro, I do have strong opinions when it comes to Lindsay from New Jersey. And what really fucks me off is the fact that she plays victim to, like,
Happened with the clip of the recording. I just kind of like, she
catfish Paul O'Keefe.
Waiting.
She literally went to a vulnerable man in his DMs. Okay, let's just say that he DM'd her first because after she made a post in the Facebook group, if that's the narrative, I think. She could have easily then have just been like, you know what, I'm really sorry for everything you're going through, and you know what's happened to John, it must be really hard, blah, blah. Instead, what does she do, Astro? She messaged Aiden. She messaged Turtle Boy. And what was her first message to him, Astro? Do you know what her first message to Aiden was?
I think she said like, "Hey, Daddy," or something like that. I've got some information or something.
Hey, Daddy, lol. That was her first message. And then she pulls the card later on. I didn't know who he was. I didn't even know much about him. I didn't know that he wrote stories. I thought he just did the streams. All right. We all know she doesn't have much of a brain, okay? Clearly.
I'm really hoping that you're...
Secondly, don't do that. What kind of person? We all know, and Astro, I will be completely honest. Yes, I have decided to forgive Aiden. He forgave me too, right? It goes both ways. But I forgave him, and yes, I do follow him. I've never wanted him in jail, not once, even through Recording Gate. And I said that to him within 24 hours after Spaces 2 on the phone. I said, I don't want you to go to jail. This is fucked. If you've done this, this is fucked. Right? But she egged it on with him. So and I'll group you here, which I hate doing because I hate it done to me, but for you guys to hate him so much, but advocate for this woman that was doing exactly like terrible shit and egging Aiden on. So much so that on the night that soon thereafter, that he published the article or on the stream, and she messages him, how do I sign up for a sex cult? I want to be there. I want to hear this. I want to see what everyone's got to say.
Karen Reed was acquitted last summer.
Thank you, John. So my point is, yeah, I don't like the woman. I think, and I've made that clear to Koala, he started talking to her months ago, which is why I know that Sapor is her account. It's not some bullshit friend. It's her. I've got the date. I've got a message from Koala with a date saying she followed me today from I know it's her. So release everything, Lindsay. What are you hiding? Why are you lying to Chris all the time, by the way? Because she has lied to him. So that's another reason why I can't stand the woman.
Well, I don't know who that account is personally. I will say she didn't catfish him. Like,
okay,
do you know what she looks like?
I've seen the photos. Yeah, okay, so she didn't catfish him. Fair enough.
Yeah, she did. She didn't catfish him. Like she
played him like a fiddle, Astro.
She looks how she looks.
That's fine. She
The
played him like
thing
a fiddle. It's like me.
I'm not more so concerned about what she did with Paul or what that situation was.
It doesn't bother you?
What I don't like, because I know that
but wait, that doesn't bother you? That
her
characteristic of her doesn't bother you, Astro? I'll let you go on in a minute, but you're telling me you're okay with that?
Well, I'm talking about, I'm not okay with that. No, I'm not okay with I don't know if it would be targeting or just like taking advantage of.
And you
would be the right word
believe
of
in your
a
heart
victim.
of hearts that she wasn't doing it to get Turtle Boy's attention?
I don't know for sure. Like, I don't know, because I haven't seen
I might
exactly.
be a pick me girl where I fuck around and I'm going to use Turtle Boy's, it's satire. I'm leaning into the whole, I love Turtle Boy. Yeah, it's just actually, if anything, to piss you guys off, where I lead into it. But this is, if I was a real obsessed pick me girl, you know what I'd do? I'd taunt dead John O'Keefe's brother, get him to send me dick pics and whatever else, and then secretly maintain a relationship with Turtle Boy behind the scenes so that he would then write a story. That's what I'd do if catfish Paul O'Keefe.
Waiting.
She literally went to a vulnerable man in his DMs. Okay, let's just say that he DM'd her first because after she made a post in the Facebook group, if that's the narrative, I think. She could have easily then have just been like, you know what, I'm really sorry for everything you're going through, and you know what's happened to John, it must be really hard, blah, blah. Instead, what does she do, Astro? She messaged Aiden. She messaged Turtle Boy. And what was her first message to him, Astro? Do you know? I'm super disappointed, probably more than anyone in Carly, because I mean,
well,
Astro,
you know what,
and
Lily, I think it kind of goes both ways, like between you two. I think it does, because
I never
when
said
I talked to her,
anything to Carly. Never once, not once. I've never called her a bad name. I mean, as far as I recall, in the last couple of weeks, I might have called her a fuckwit or something but I don't think I even have. I've tried to mute. I've muted. Bonnie and I went at it last week, and it was disgusting. I hated it. But Carly finds it's like she enjoys, I don't know, mocking me or calling me all of these things. And I accept that you guys don't accept that I've forgiven Aiden. I accept that fully, and I respect your opinion. I would never call you guys names. I've never ever called any of you any names.
Yeah, for me personally, as I said, I don't think it's the fact that you've forgiven him. You can do whatever you want. You can forgive whoever.
Well, he's a
and things like that. And I think that's where I'm just kind of like, ugh, like.
But I love Christy. Yeah, Christy is my friend. See, I don't fuck with my mates. You know, I don't decide to all of a sudden, because I disagree with them, turn around and start shitting all over them. So what's wrong with Christy? Does she not?
I mean, she's posting, like, she's encouraging people to call people's jobs.
How do you know?
And it's just like, why are we encouraging someone to call?
Has that got anything to do with you? Is it your job?
It's not my job. Is it her life that's being affected, telling people to call somebody's job?
But that's got nothing to do with me either. I don't comment on that or join in. I don't think that's cool, whether it's you, whether it's Chris, whether it's Meredith, whether it's Aiden. I don't agree with any of it. I fucking hate all of it. I think everyone should sit the fuck down and stop bringing innocent people into this, and including jobs and all of those things. I've never supported anyone doing that. Anyone.
Okay. Okay, see, yeah, and that's where I have a problem because I personally just would not interact with people who do things like
But
that.
Chris does that, Astro. Koala's been doing it.
He's posted someone's job.
I don't know. He's posted kids because someone posted Connor.
Who is Connor?
His kid.
Oh, so someone posted his kid, so he posted their kid.
Chris is going at people. He's stooping to their level, which is my problem with Chris.
Okay.
Chris, what about?
Have you talked to him about that?
And I'm sure
that's what I'm saying. It's just
the
like
comments. What about the recording that was leaked earlier of Aiden's ex-wife and the child?
Yes, but that when we have people that you are associated with or interact with, and they're posting people's jobs and calling them crazy and talking about their children, so it's like it's like we're in an area where everybody's kind of doing the same shit.
Exactly.
Sorry, I've patiently had my hand up for 5 weeks, and I'm impatient now.
Go ahead, Kai. Go ahead.
I just want to say, instead of us judging each other based on the company we keep, how about, Astro, you go back to your little crew and go tell them, hey guys, let's be better. Let's rise above. Let's stop doing that. Why don't you go tell Chris to stop being a dick fuck and, Carly to behave and everyone to behave on your own side, and perhaps it might calm things down.
What's so funny, Carly? Why are you laughing? This is the problem. You're laughing. Why is it funny? Nothing about this is funny, Carly. The fact that you're laughing is fucking bullshit.
Kai, is that how I say your name? Is it Kai? Yeah. I have, and I can only speak for myself as I'm the only one up here speaking. I have, and you can ask these ladies yourself.
Oh, now
I have
the
told them that
laughing. She thinks it's funny too. These are the people, Astro. You're trying to speak for people, and you are mature.
I just
are clever. You are intelligent.
Myself,
and then
Lily.
You've got these people that are laughing. They think it's funny. It's not funny, Kiki. It's not funny, Carly. It's not.
But if we each do our part, though, Astro, and we all go back to our respective friends that we're defending here and say, guys, stop doing that and unite out, and rise above it, that's how it's going to work. Instead of you coming into this chat telling Lily, I don't like this and I don't like that and this person did this and this person
Well,
made my homework.
Lily invited me to speak.
Listen, Astro.
I'm okay to talk to Lily.
Yeah, but just give me a second. I'm not attacking you, okay? I'm just trying to give you a different perspective to perhaps help facilitate the change, okay? Lily should be able to hang around with whoever she wants, despite them having, shitty behavior. And at the end of the day, that shouldn't reflect on her unless she is directly saying it. That should be the only time that she's physically impacted. But if we really want to stop what's going on right now, the infighting, the only way it's going to happen is not by attacking each other. It's by going back to your respective areas and saying, guys, let's just grow up and stop doing it and actually focus on what the real issue is. Karen's released something today that's really interesting, and all the aunties are attacking, ripping her apart, yet everybody within the Karen Reith team are fighting over shit that's irrelevant. I just don't see it. Why aren't we focusing on what the big issue is rather than the
Turtle Boy to go to jail, number one. Second, if he can't go to jail or he doesn't go to jail, he wants everyone to hate him.
But Lily,
and that's fine.
One person at a time does the right thing. Astro could go back and say, hey, look, guys, let's not do this tomorrow. And it would make a significant change.
But then they'd be bored. No offense, Astro, not you.
Well, no, then they could focus on actually what really matters.
Like I said, I can only speak for myself. Lily, like Kai, I respect your opinion, but I have told the people that I have built friendships with on here, I've told them, hey, I'm not interacting with this person, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying anything. I'm not going to go directly in their messages or any, well, not messages, but in threads and stuff. And I didn't do that to Lily. Like, I didn't say anything to Lily until the thing with Babs happened. I never said anything to Val until maybe a few days ago. I want to say she said something, and I was like, I asked her a question, and then I didn't like the way she was coming at people, and then she created, or somebody, I'm not going to say it's her, somebody made a account to mock Shay, and she was laughing at the account, and then I unfollowed her for that, and then she blocked me. So, and prior to that day, Val was saying different things. I didn't say anything directly to her because I was kind of like, ooh, I kind of hate this, that that this is coming to this. But I had to call it out. Like, why are you attacking Shay? You know? And then
Well,
I
with
unfollowed
all due
her.
respect, I think Shay has, I don't know who she is. I've seen her account pop up in the last week or whatever, because she's piling on Astro. That's why. I mean, I can't speak for the fake account. I don't fucking know who it is, and I don't care either.
Yeah, but
And I
that's
can't
what
speak,
that's
I
what I'm
won't, and I
saying. It's like
can't speak for Valerie.
I usually don't say, like, I don't say anything to you or Val or anybody that I once, we had some keys together, like Kiki, like we're laughing, and then all of this stuff kind of started happening. So that's just to answer Kai's question. Like, I can tell people that I'm not going to do something, but what they decide to do, I
Yep.
can't control that. But if
You
I
can't.
yeah,
No,
but
you
if I
can't,
feel
and you're
like
not
that
expected
they are
to.
kind of like people are saying stuff to them, and I'm just like, wait, I have to call that out, then I may jump in for sure. But like nobody's asking me to do it. That's on my own behalf. That's just like when you admitted that you sent the clip to Val. I saw that and I jumped in. I was like, of course you did, Lily, because you had been saying like little things before. I didn't say anything. I didn't acknowledge it because I had a level of respect for you. And I defended you at one point.
And I appreciate all of that. I do. I appreciate you and Bonnie. Like, I appreciate everyone that had my back when Turtle Boy and I weren't great. And when Turtle Boy, that's the one thing with Koala as well. And I've said this to him multiple times. He was the one actually that I was on the phone to. And of course, because I like to cry, let's just build on that some more. Yeah, I was really upset when Aiden put our messages on his stream. I was horrified. Not because there was anything bad on there
It's
that
just
I should be.
invasive. Yeah. It's private
It's invasive,
conversation.
right?
Yeah.
It's gross. It's just a horrible feeling. And I've never once said to Aiden, it's fine. I deserved that. Or
Can I say
not
something?
once. Hi, Shay.
Hi,
We've never
Lily.
spoken, so nice to meet you.
Me too. So I just want to clear up why I've only been piling on, because I've actually been talking to these ladies for a while, and I loved Val. I felt bad for her when all that shit happened. I was always in the JFK chat with her, when Turtle Boy attacked. Her, I really liked her, and I felt bad for what they were doing to her. And I joined one of those spaces that you guys were on, and the moment I joined, they're like, oh, Shay's here, she's a rat.
Okay,
She
well,
made a
Shay, with
fake
all
account.
due respect, I don't know anything about that. When I say that, and I say this as respectfully as I can, I didn't know who you were until last week, if that. And Val's not here, so I want to respect Val too, and be like, well, I'm sure.
I hear you. I just wanted to say my side, because it was mentioned that I was piling on, but I didn't until I was called a rat, and
But
she
what does
thinks
that
it's
have to
just
do with
funny.
me? Because I think you were, and I
Nothing.
mean,
I don't have a problem
gosh,
with
I'd
you.
have to go and find it. But it's like I'm sure you were piling on with me too when Bonnie and
I
I were going
haven't.
out last week.
I haven't. You can show me, but I haven't.
Okay. I believe you.
Even
I'm
AJ.
happy to go back and look, but again, I'm not going to be so petty. Whatever. If we can call it here where it's like, I believe you. If you did, you did. Whatever. I get it. But at the same time, for some reason, in my mind, I feel like you did. If you did,
what would I say? That I think it's weird that I do have the same opinion with Astro on you speaking with Turtle Boy again, but that's not my business or my,
I'm happy for Astro.
exactly.
I'm happy for everyone to have that opinion, but to berate me constantly. I forgave Turtle Boy weeks and weeks ago. No, I'm just saying in general. Weeks and weeks ago, I forgave Aiden.
Yeah, like I said, Lily, I don't think it's the fact that you forgave him and you decide to continue to support him, and etc. I think it's just like the behavior that's followed that, as far as like, like
the
after
clipping, the clip I did of Babs.
Well, I mean, that was, for me personally, that was like the major thing for me.
Sure, I can agree with that. I can own that.
And then
fully.
like
it was unnecessary.
Yeah, like I really think that was like the turning point for me, because like even when like I think that after the recording came out, I know that like you, Flip, and Chris, you guys kind of like went at Meredith a little hard. I didn't like that. But I just like didn't say anything because I was just like, why are people going after Meredith? But I didn't say anything then. I didn't say anything to you after the whole switch happened, and then like it was really, for me, it was after clipping Bab's space, and then you like jumping in and saying, oh yeah, well, I sent it to Val because this is what you said, and like it just wasn't the
because Val was copying the shit for it, and I did. I sent it to actually a few people, and I won't mention other people. I just did because I was like, are they talking about the McAlberts here? Why are the McAlberts all of a sudden fine? Like, we're friends with the McAlberts now. Now, I don't want to argue about that particular clip. Astro, I don't know if you've seen my message yet, but the message that I sent to Babs that she still hasn't received, and that's not her fault. For whatever reason, it hasn't landed in her inbox. But I have owned that.
Yeah, I did see that. The one you sent earlier, yes.
It caused unnecessary drama. There was no need other than, really, at the end of the day. And when Val said to me, can I share it? I was like, yeah, go for it. I should have said, no, don't. I should have said that. So Val is not to blame. I clipped it. I heard what I thought I heard. And I'm not going to continue arguing about it. It's a disagreement. I still believe that that's what she meant. It's fine if she didn't. But yeah, the whole clipping of it, and then putting the picture of Kerry in there, and then the meme, that was me. And it was unnecessary drama that totally could have and should have been avoided. I own it fully, which is why I messaged Babs. And it took me a while to message her because I'm human. And I guess, look, to be fair, I had conversations with AJ about it even. And I was like, yeah, it was a bit of a shit cunt thing for me to do. I brought on drama that didn't need to happen. I guess then I'm sure that I don't expect that there should be no backlash, but the backlash has continued so hard. And I guess my frustration is like, fuck, I've tried to reach out to Barbs. She hasn't got it. It's frustrating because I have owned that. And just like when I kind of decided in my mind, like when Aiden and I came to terms with the shit that we'd both done to each other, it was behind the scenes. I didn't make it public. I didn't post publicly, but Babs, by the way, I've sent this message and you haven't received it. And it's no one else's business, really. It was Babs that was targeted in that, well, Babs and Bonnie, really, in that. And I guess I just sat and waited. I thought she'll get it eventually, those. And then I asked her to check her DMs in another post before the space last on Sunday night, and she said she must have misunderstood me because she said, yeah, I saw it. And I thought, oh, okay. I don't know then. Okay, but still, it's still not seen. You can see the tick there. It's not seen. And then on Sunday night, or my Sunday night, whatever that was, when I wanted to go up and debate Chris about the racism thing with Aiden, but also acknowledge Babs.
Let me ask you, what's the debate about that?
Well, Chris said on her on the Spaces that he would happily debate anybody that wanted to.
Oh, okay, and that's
debate him about Turtle Boy being racist.
Babs said that Lily can't come up till BLT comes up.
And then it became this game where it's like, and that was 2 hours after I'd even requested. So still, whether Babs wasn't seeing my request, she was saying she wasn't. Koala knew I was trying to come up, and he wasn't saying anything. He was the one. He said to me privately the day after, because I cracked it with him, where I said, you fucking know, like, you could have easily said to Barb, Lil wants to come up. You might not be able to see it, but can you let her up? Oh, I've got no control over who Barb lets up on her Spaces. That's garbage. Because he said, hey, Barb, get Nick up here. Invite Nick to speak. Nick wasn't asking to speak. Barb had to go out of her way to get Nick to speak. Like, I'm not stupid. For some reason, he thinks I'm stupid. And we know each other well enough now that I'm not fucking stupid. So that pissed me off. It pissed me off that she did whatever Koala tried, and it worked, to not get me up on that space to talk to him. Just like he won't fucking come up now and talk to me. You tell me why. I've got my own thoughts, but I'd love to know your reason.
I can't tell. Honestly, I can't tell you.
I know you can't speak for him, but I wonder why.
I don't know. Maybe he's just like upset. I don't know. It's just like
not you, not fuck off to you, just fuck off in general.
I don't know. It's just like with the excusing of like using racial slurs, and I'm sorry if that may make you guys uncomfortable or whatever.
I never excused anything.
Yeah, but I mean, you haven't really like condemned it either. And I think that's where like, this is where a lot of the confusion is coming from, because I know that like,
it's the same. It's like, I'm not going to make it my life mission. I don't think about Jake that often at all.
Right.
And the only time I think about Jake is when he pops into my space and I think, here we go, he's this fuckwit.
Right. And I get that. I do get that. Yeah. But he was the one who made this comment, right? And then people are coming to you guys because he's known to be associated with you guys just, off the space.
No one actually ever came to us, though. That's the problem. If someone had come to us and asked us, or, hey, why are you doing this? Instead of just assuming and lumping us together, then maybe I would have said something like, told them the backstory of like the history I had already had with going at it with Jake myself, right? But they tweeted about it, so I responded in kind because the assumption was just so fucking ridiculous
with the joke
at that point.
With the joke,
I'm saying I tweeted my opinion about Jake. I've been talking about, right? But like again, like you said, you don't look at us like pay that much attention. So what you're expecting us to like go to each individual person and like?
Well, no, not necessarily, but like
plea ourselves to them when they're making assumptions?
Not a plea, of course not.
Do you know what I'm saying though?
Yeah, like I get what you're saying, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, when if you guys are listening, because I know Lily has listened to some of the spaces where that's been talked about. If even if it's just in the comment on the space, like I'm pretty sure that someone would bring it to Babs' acknowledgement, like, hey, like, just FYI, we don't talk to him or whatever, blah blah blah. We don't condone that behavior. I think that's where where confusion is, because I personally didn't know that you guys have felt this way about him. And I haven't heard anyone else say that you guys really don't associate with him, and that you told him that behavior was not cool. So I think that's where some of the confusion is. I think that it could be a non-issue, and it would have been a non-issue if that was just like stated before. I know you mentioned like nobody came to me, but it was kind of like a public thing that happened and you guys were publicly being associated with it. So it may have just been best to say it then. And it's done now. I personally I didn't like that behavior. I didn't like the jokes made about it after the fact, but if that's where you guys stand with that, then I'm fine. There are many people here tonight who have heard it. So I think that would clear that up. As far as like the situation with, that you have, Lily, with Koala, Babs, Bonnie, etc. I know for a fact that like Babs and Bonnie, they're just kind of like in a place where they just feel like they defended you. And then I know Babs is like, oh, well, she clipped my space and blah, blah, blah. I don't know if she saw your message or not, but I don't know. That's a conversation you would
So
need
you
to
can
have
see
with
in the
them.
picture that she hasn't seen my space. So of course, and I think had Babs have seen my, that she hasn't seen my message, that's not her fault though. I see that she hasn't seen it, and that's fine. It's not her fault. But and Babs actually, it's if anything, and I went, Bonnie's here, and that's fine. Bonnie and Carly have been. Bonnie and I went at it really hard, at the end of last week. Bonnie fucking hates me, and it's like, okay, fair. She stuck up for me. She had my back through the whole Turtle Boy thing. I appreciate that. I acknowledge that. I understand the disappointment. I've tried to say that many times. I understand. I appreciate that you're disappointed. Read my stance with Aiden. Can we just agree to disagree and move on? Like, acknowledge that and move on.
Yeah, like, no, like I said, I don't, me personally,
but instead,
yeah.
And Bonnie, I'd love for you to come up because, well, here's Babs.
Yeah, well, like I said, I can only speak for myself when it comes to like the you and the Aiden thing.
I agree.
The only thing that I don't like is just like kind of like the people, as far as like Christy and the things that they're doing. It's just like I know that those are people you associate with, and you say that you don't agree with that behavior, but it's like you also don't call it out. So it's just like, if I don't like that something that somebody's doing, like I've even told Babs, like, hey, don't say that or delete, like I wouldn't say that if I were you. Maybe you should delete that. Like, and she can tell you that I've said things like that to her.
Of course, I get it, but at the same time, like Christy, like I love Christy actually, but she has like, I'm not going to police what she says or does. I'm just not. I mean, who am I? Who the fuck am I to do that? It'd be like me. I've never tried to police what Koala does either.
Okay. Well,
who am I to police what anybody does?
Okay. Well, that's fine, and if that's how you feel about it, but I'm just saying it's just for me personally. Like I said, for me personally, when I see that, like these are people who are doing these things, and then like you're kind of just like laughing about it, or retweeting it or quote tweeting it and stuff. It's just like that's what I'm just like, oh man, Lily, like come on, But that's just how I personally feel. I respect your opinion. I respect whatever you decide to do, and that's fine. But
I retweeted AJ's tweet about the uptight cunts, and
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it's like little things like that. That's kind of like what throws me off. I can only speak for myself.
And I think the only reason AJ made that post is because it was automatically thrown at AJ and I as being part of or behind that specific joke, which we were not. Instead of anybody coming to us privately and saying, whoa, what the fuck? This is not okay. Was my understanding correct? Now, I know we all make mistakes like
we know all
did.
these people behind the scenes too. I think that's part of the problem is we have had open dialogue with these people. So to go from having that to all of a sudden making this assumption about us without talking to us at all, it's just kind of like, what the fuck? Like, you clearly have your mind made up, and so I'm not gonna argue with someone because it's quite frankly exhausting. But even like, I've done stuff publicly, like when Val was asking for Bonnie's information, like who is she, and I said publicly on that same tweet line, like, hey Val, don't do that, someone's tried to dox her before, let's not. And Val actually responded, okay. Like, I've done stuff like that, so it's not like I condone that. Even with Meredith, I probably like Meredith less than Lily's neutral about it, but I think some of the shit that she's done is kind of gross too. But when Jess Machado went after her job, I spoke out about it because, again, that shit is fucked up. You don't take things offline. I don't condone, like, keep your argument with the person that you're arguing with on fucking line. So I never, like, even if it's someone I don't like, I don't agree with that type of stuff. So
okay,
all of a sudden, you get to a point where you're just like, well, fuck, like I can defend these people just like they say they defend us. Maybe, I don't know, like I can't even remember at this point, but like it's just so much stuff that I'm like, it's exhausting. Like I don't want to have to prove myself to someone every single time some bullshit happens, because it's Twitter. Bullshit happens do you understand? Like, it's exhausting.
It is exhausting. No, I
Late for
100%
Valentine's
agree. I'm very like
Day. Like, yo, what did you
I
bake? Some
choose
chicken
wisely
cutlets?
what I decide to engage with
This
because
guy
it
put two
is
chicken cutlets. I
exhausting.
eat that.
But I think that
Late.
for me, it's like I told Lily, it's just like I don't like that, like I just don't like that, like you said, that it's going real life with some people. Like some people are struggling, and people should be able to speak their truth without being attacked for that, or having their jobs posted for that, or um having having to have CPS, child protective services, come to their homes because they're deciding to speak their truth.
Of
And
course.
it's
Sorry. And
it
I agree with you.
yeah, but it's like
Go ahead.
also like I know that you said that like you can't control Christy or anything, but I think it has a bigger effect if you say to her like on the timeline, like, hey, that's not cool. What
But
she
I don't
decides
know
to
that
do with that
Christy, did
app.
Christy do that? I don't know. I mean, did she do that?
Yeah, she posted Meredith's job and she told people to
Like,
contact her job.
well, with all due respect, I think a lot of people have done that. I've never participated in it, never retweeted, never supported it, never.
Yeah, well, like she did a step by step of like what to do to contact, because it's not like just call her jobs HR and report something. You've got to go through a whole process.
Okay, well,
Yeah, she posted a step by step, and it's just like what, and not that you necessarily interacted with that specific tweet, but like there's other ones, and I just don't like it, and that's just how I feel. You of course can do what you want, but I'm just letting you know how I feel when I see the things that you engage with.
For
That's where
Valentine's Day. Like, yo,
stand
what'd you
on
bake?
that.
Two chicken
But I
cutlets.
okay,
understand
and that's
the
fair.
main
And
thing that I was more concerned about
Oh,
with,
this.
because that's a side issue to the
This guy
bigger
put two
issue, which
chicken
is
cutlets. I
the
eat
sex
that.
the I don't even want to say sexual assault, but like the violent derogatory remarks made towards MLF and the racism situation.
it was foul,
Yeah,
100%
I feel like
disgusting. Yep.
that stuff has been made light of. You guys have stated that here that you don't have any have done that.
um when that whole clipping thing happened, like I thought me and you and Val just thought everybody was good, so that it just blindsided me, and it really honest to God took me hours to figure out that you guys were saying exactly what it was saying. I was literally so confused. I'm like, wait, what did I do? I don't understand what is happening right now.
Sure.
And so that kind of started all of that, and I'll get myself sidetracked. And then when okay, all the other posts were happening, and the 24-hour spaces, all that stuff, and then just it was, you said you leaned into the crazy and you were doing that. So for me, because I have a hard, I'm like
Wait, I'm going
I'm
to
just
stop
not
you
good
there
at
real
being
quick,
me.
Barb. I didn't say I was
Yeah.
leaning into the crazy. I said I was leaning in
Because I
to
eat
the
that.
satire
Late for
around
Valentine's
loving Aiden.
Well, and I
Day.
thought,
Like, yo, what did you bake?
just
Two chicken
because I'm
cutlets.
probably infinitely naive, I know I can be like a smart ass and stuff like that, but I thought, well, is she actually okay? Is everything okay? Because there was that space where you did get really upset when somebody said that Aiden was abusing you, and I'm not making fun of you. Like
And you
I've
guys,
been
I
worried
still
about
believe
you.
that you guys don't actually know exactly why I got upset. And I did a space to
No,
even explain myself. And I don't know whether you guys didn't listen to it. That's fine.
no, and it's okay. I'm just letting you know that I think that's kind of where she was coming from. Like, for me, actually thinking, well, there's something wrong with Lily, right? Like, so that's where I kind of, and I'll let her speak on the rest of that, and then with AJ, we would chat, and I thought that we got along and everything was fine, and then there would be some random conversations that would pop up in my timeline, and she's kind of talking shit about. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was just like, wait, what? And I responded, I said, AJ, I thought we
There
were
was something
friends.
that you thought I was talking about you and I wasn't, and you
Yeah,
clarified that, I thought.
yeah, you did, but it was just little things building up, and then the night, so then everything that I'll screenshot it on my side and send it to you. And so I just backed off, and even with the Val stuff, after I posted that day, I was like, guys, I can't believe I took the bait and did that. So I'm like, duh, that was stupid, Kel. You just went on in the drama yourself, and and then the whole MLF stuff it was really upsetting to me because she's just a nice woman. She's not a crazy drunk. She's not what everybody was leaning into her being. So I just got a little bit defensive of her. And after that fisting thing, I really wasn't saying anything about the violent sexual assault. On my perspective, as far as linking you guys to it, but from my perspective, Lily and Bonnie had been going at it. And at some point, AJ messaged me and she said, "Is Bonnie okay? Cuz," and then made some kind of sarcastic face. And I was like, "Actually, Bonnie's great. She's one of the best people I know." And then I was like, "So is she trying to get me to talk bad about Bonnie?" And I just got really frustrated because all this stuff had been building, and I'm like, "What are these
And then you
women
blocked
doing?"
me.
And
Yeah,
okay,
well,
Barb,
yeah.
I'm
Well,
gonna
no,
I'm gonna
I
just
didn't
say,
block you.
and then
Then I
there's Bonnie that's
unfriended
still
you.
posting in the comments 1 minute ago, 2 minutes ago, saying, "I can't take the playing dumb with the peace sign." And I replied, I
Who?
said, "You're a mean girl. That's what it is, Bonnie. She's a fucking mean girl."
Hold on a second. Connor said that I keep repeating the same point over and over again. What did I say? That I'm speaking for myself when I'm speaking to Lily because I can't speak for other people?
I'm not sure. I don't know who that is. Sorry. I don't know
Okay.
But
where.
I
I don't.
didn't block AJ. I just unfollowed, and then
You had the verified thing set up, I think, actually. You're right. Sorry.
oh, I don't know, sorry.
Yeah, I can't
But then
message
it
you
was,
either way.
So
well,
Bonnie
I've
really thinks
unblocked
that
you,
I'm
but
faking mental illness. Is that right?
I,
Is that what you think,
so
Bonnie? Sorry, Babs, go.
yeah, no, you're fine. I would have to let her answer for
I
that.
know,
But
but she won't come
I
on here
don't
and talk to me, so.
she she may at some point, but she may not. I don't know. But so anyway, so in my perspective, from my perspective, I don't think anybody had said anything about you guys condoning that until AJ made that fisting joke, and I was like, this isn't
It's literally
cool.
why
And
I made
then,
the fisting joke in the first place.
but who
I'm
said it to
sorry,
you?
but
No, it's okay. But
it
who
was in
said it?
spaces, and it was stuff said in the comments below the post of the spaces that said it. Like all those
I didn't
assumptions
see it,
had
but
been being made up, and so that's why I was like, at that point the next day when I heard y'all talking about it in the spaces and people saying my name associated with it, I was like, fuck this shit.
I don't recall that happening at all until that post was made, and then I think it was
I
Lily
wouldn't
and
have just doubled
Jeannie.
down on that shit for fun. Like I
I'm
did
not
it
going to call
because
you
I
a
was fed
liar.
up.
I'm just trying to tell you what it looked like from my end, and I think that's the best that
Right.
either one of us can do. So that's
Right.
what it looked like from my end, and then to see Lily and Jeannie laughing at it, and I was like, "Damn, Jeannie, I just defended you a week ago." Like she wasn't even there, and I'm like, "No, Jeannie's good people." So I'm like, "Why do I keep defending these women, and this shit keeps happening?" So I just kind of snapped because MLF had been going through all of that. And that was, like you guys have already admitted, it was vile. So I was like, all these women are laughing at violent sexual assault. I'm
All right,
out.
Barb,
And
let
then,
me
so
ask
that's
you. I get
where I
it.
came
It's
from.
gross. But what about you? And I've heard this in your spaces when I've been in there as myself, and I know you generalize it, but I do know that you're speaking, that I am part of that generalization, where you say things like, these women mustn't have had decent fathers, or they've never had that offends me.
Yeah.
That offends
Well,
me.
so in my perspective,
But hang on,
women
I'm
who
a
can,
42-year-old woman, and you don't know anything about me, and you don't know anything about my dad.
right.
Okay, he's a fucking good man, and so I'm happy to take shit from anybody. But
no,
when you
that's,
generalize and include me in that generalization with my father,
no.
I'm sorry.
So
But how do you know
what
that
you're
my
doing
dad
is,
has had absolutely hate?
that actually evolved in the conversation was I would be mad that so many women, not you, there's been a lot of women that he's been horrible to, and they all go back to
Do
him.
you
Jess
know their
Machado's
fathers? You
one.
know their fathers?
No, so let me finish my point.
So I had just been going off on that, and then it was late in the evening the very first time, and it occurred to me, maybe they don't have the benefit of having had a dad that taught them that you can't use your, if that offended you, I'm sorry, because that wasn't the intent. That's me
Absolutely.
trying to make sense of things that I can't make sense of, because I can't make sense of allowing a man to speak to me that way and then ever being kind to him again. So
Okay. And
probably my bumbling ass way of doing that.
look,
So I will apologize to you, Lily.
thank you. I appreciate that. You have said it more than once,
You're
and
welcome.
that's fine. I accept your apology. And I will
But do you
just
understand
say
where
for
I was
the
coming from?
record, my father is an amazing man. He is a beautiful man that treated my mum as well as she deserved to be treated before she lost her life. It is nothing, no reflection on my father, what kind of men I'm attracted to or are drawn to or decide to like. As a matter of fact, he'd probably agree with you on a lot of the things in terms of which men I am attracted to.
Yeah, so I apologize
Thank
for
you.
that.
I appreciate
Again,
that. I just think it's
that's
dangerous.
me, my early morning ramblings, but it really wasn't targeted at like you. It really wasn't. That was just a hypothetical. Holy shit, here I am being really pissed off at these women for this. And could it be because they didn't have the benefit of somebody to teach them better? So I can see what you mean, how it could have come across that way, but I wasn't intending it to speak poorly on anybody's father, because the state of the world is what it is. The biggest majority of people are from broken families,
I hear you.
So that was my way of.
Okay.
The horrific things he said about her, and then just for him to call her up and say whatever it is he says when he's got somebody on the phone, I violently reject that. No, he is not a good person, period. And I don't even think I'm a feminist at all, like in that sense of the word. But no, he why do women keep giving him a pass for his
I don't think you need to shut your mouth. I think that would be a horrible thing of me to ask you. I'd never ask you to stop talking. I think you're intelligent. I think that you have great insight. In my message, I said to you, I listen to your spaces because I like them. I dip out when I feel like there are things, even if my name's not mentioned, and maybe it's all in my head, that's fine too, where I think, okay, I don't want to listen to this now. I certainly don't attack you or anybody else. I just leave, and then I come back and say, okay, what are you talking about now? I don't do it because Lily's clipping it. Clip it, Lily. I mean, it is cute, but I only did it once, right? I did it once.
I believe you.
And I guess now it's kind of annoying when I see it. I'm like, for fuck's sake, I did it once. I have owned that I did it for the wrong reason. And I messaged the person it affected most, which was you, to acknowledge that. Yet I am inundated with clips of my profile and my tweets and my spaces every day where it's like, come on, I did it once and now I'm inundated. And it just seems so imbalanced and ridiculous and hypocritical.
I'm sending you a screenshot of where I responded to childish, and maybe I was just feeling extra fun that day and bit into it,
And I suppose we can be fair here and say, fine,
but
if Val comes at you or any of the girls or I can't, I can't, for example,
I'm not blaming
you if Bonnie comes to me. And I have put you all in the same bucket too. I have, definitely, especially behind the scenes when I argue with Koala. I mean, he's copped it more than any of you. I don't do it on X with him. As I said to Bonnie, I yell at him, I call him and yell at him. But even now we're beyond that because I'm sick of his shit too. Like he's hypocritical. He's a hypocritical fuck, actually. And that's why I want him to come up and talk to me.
On that space the other night, night before, I guess it was yesterday.
Sunday night.
I really, I wasn't seeing message or request to speak at all, but I did get word through the comments that you wanted to speak, and that really wasn't anything against you at all. I promise.
But then there was a game plan.
It
You
really
wouldn't let me
wasn't.
up unless BLT would speak, and he's a soccer count. Of course, he's
Right,
never going to speak. That was a clear.
because
That was a clear
Danny
excuse
from
to be like, now we definitely
yeah.
won't let Lily up. And I will
For
die
me, it
on
wasn't
this
an
hill,
excuse.
just like Koala
I was
is
being
confident. I
stubborn.
blame
Yeah.
Chris for that. I don't blame you. I blame Chris, and I've approached him about it.
It was my fault.
No,
it really was my
if
fault.
Chris
I
had said
was
out
standing
loud,
firm on that.
Lily wants to speak, let her up, and you said I can't
I really
see
would have
it,
said no. I would have said no. BLT has to speak
I think
first.
it's all well and good to say that, Barb, and I love that you're saying that, but I don't believe it.
Okay.
There's a reason why Chris isn't here now, and I've asked him twice now to come and talk to me today on this space, and he won't. And there's a reason why.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I have a
that's
question.
got nothing to do with you, and I shouldn't lump you all in the same basket. I'm pretty sure, like since the other day, and actually since that space, I think Bonnie has backed up, and I'm glad. I hope she's got it out of her system. I still don't have anything against her. I don't really want to be friends with her, of course, and I'm sure she doesn't want to be friends with me anyway, but she.
I think it's just we've formed actual friendships, and I know people can laugh about that because it's
No,
sex, but it's actually not. So
great, and I think we had friends.
Yeah.
And I get
right.
Everyone's disappointed. You guys supported me through the bullshit with Aiden. I appreciate that. I never not appreciated it. I am sorry, and I mean this with my heart. I am sorry that because I've decided to forgive Turtle Boy, that
I'm fine with that. And it's really cool. Like, honest to goodness, I would have never bothered you about that. So there's a whole bunch of people that if I see somebody post something and I think it's silly, I just won't comment. Like, I'll just skip around it. Sincerely, I only go hard at people who come at me. And then it's like, well, all right, I guess we're going to fight, and, maybe sometimes I take it a little bit too far, but I don't go looking for a fight. I would love nothing. Like, I don't think any of us are going to have this big, hey, we're all good friends or anything like that. But I would be more than happy to keep you guys' names completely out of my daily talk. Maybe if we could just all do that together, because there's no sense in it. Like, I think everybody can kind of see how I know for me, for a fact, I didn't have malicious intentions. I just saw little things building up, and I can accept that perhaps that was a misunderstanding on my end. And then you guys conceded what that man had said was horrible. And then, of course, I got really defensive of MLF because she's just a sweet lady, and all the sock puppet accounts jumping up around her, and she's like panicking. What do I do? What do I do? And you try. Bullies. I hate bullies of every shape and size. And so I'll just jump in and defend, my girls. And just like I did for you, just like I did for Jeannie when she wasn't there, she wasn't there and I had her back. And I don't know what she's had to say about me, but I know she was quick to laugh about that fisting joke. And that really disappointed me. And it was just like this realization of, holy shit, all these people you think you're good with, and then
you are and how horrible Aiden is for it. But I'm going to be honest with you and brutal, because this is brutal.
Okay.
Compared, like, I have felt Aiden didn't make me feel half as bad as I have felt in the last couple of weeks at the wrath of, and I'm going to generalize, of you guys. Like, it's been horrible. It's been horrible.
So when did I ever come for you after that apology, for real?
I think going back to what you've said in spaces, and it's kind of been a bit of a joke, but you've never said.
No, it wasn't a joke. Like, that was, And that, honest to goodness, that wasn't just aimed at you. That was just a women in general. Honest to God, like any woman in my head
Well, I'll
that
say
can take
Bonnie,
that
and
sort of
Bonnie knows
abuse.
that. I called her out for it last week, and it's been disgusting. And Bonnie, you know, as far as it's like Barb, Bonnie, Astro, Carly, Koala. That's how it sits for me.
Lily.
Just like I've gone at Koala about it. I'm like, more than anybody, I've gone at him. Holy fuck. You don't see it because it's not on X. And actually, I'm not speaking to, like, I fucking actually am done with him, to be honest. I've got 1% left in me, but I'm done. We've argued. I don't care that he supports Meredith. I don't care that, you know, he shouldn't care that whatever. It's got nothing to do. He thinks it's all to do with Aiden. It's got nothing to do. Whatever you want to do with Aiden, mate. Keep going. He's hated Aiden for 2 years and it's never come in between us. Right?
For me, anything that I saw go down between us group of women had nothing to do with him, other than he is extraordinarily offensive to me.
As the girls, he said it to me multiple times.
I don't care. That doesn't bother
me. But don't tell
like,
me
at all.
that he doesn't have any influence. I'll message the girls in the girls' chat.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Lily.
He calls you the girls. He's your leader.
I mean, maybe that's
like
just his
you imagine.
He's not my leader.
I do not talk to
Chris. We joke about it.
Aiden's not my leader either.
Yeah, I don't talk to anyone outside of like 4 people here. Okay, so let me be very clear on that. I do not have a leader. Whatever I tweet is because I want to tweet it. I also want to say, you said that you don't feel Aiden has done as much as Babs has. Babs does not have a YouTube channel of 160 followers, etc.
No, Bonnie.
Okay.
And I'm not, it's got nothing to do with anyone else, the way that it made me feel, right? Bonnie had called me multiple things last week. She accused me of faking mental illness for attention. She accused me of, and Barb did this too the week before, accused me of sending nudes to strange men online.
Well, that was just a low blow. That was a low blow in response to the clipping. I'll apologize to that. Okay. And what I said was, I said something to the effect, well, I've never sent full frontal nudes to a man. And then you said something and I just didn't say anything else because I wasn't trying to go that far. And I knew the minute that I said it, that was like a cunt move from me. But it was in response to what I thought was a cunt move, you know.
Okay, fine. I appreciate and respect the apology and I accept it. I mean, we all know, or we all should know, if we don't have half brains, that the John Barron nude that he posted of me was fake. Okay. Otherwise, I would have hopped off X. I would have deleted my account. I would have been absolutely horrified if an actual real nude of me was floating around online. Okay, not
especially that one,
but anyone, you know. But if it was really me, obviously, and I've spoken to John Barron, who are behind the scenes. We've spoken about it. We're cool. Okay, we're all good, right? So I don't think that you're right, Barb, it's a low blow. So Bonnie took that low blow. But the mental illness thing, and this might actually even answer a lot of your questions, I've suffered mental health issues since I was 16. I am crazy. Ask Koala, he knows. He knows better than anyone. Actually, ask Nick Platypus. He knows better than anybody, actually, about my shit tasting blokes and my mental health issues. I am crazy. But
let us be your
I'm fucking
friend
kind,
in that.
though. I've got a good heart. I'm a good friend. I am kind. Maybe sometimes people think I'm too kind. And I will tell you this, and again, I risk saying this out loud because of, you know, Bonnie, for example, she'll come back and like,
well, Lily, don't wait. Don't say it out loud. This is not real life. You do not have to put all your personal business on the internet. Okay, yeah, don't do it.
There's a reason I have, and it's a parasocial relationship with Aiden. There's a reason that I have this weird thing with him. Okay, and it is a bit more unusual than other fans, and even he knows that. But it's like, I am a true fan of his. I do think he's fucking hilarious. I'm not saying I agree with everything he says or does. Clearly, otherwise I wouldn't have called him out for the recording for 3 months and then gone at it with him for 3 months in front of everybody. I would have just lied down. I wouldn't have even accepted Chris and Flip wanting to do the space in the first place. I would have lied down and been like, no way, I'm not going to do that. I held him accountable over and over again. But I also watched him for 2 years nonstop virtually. And he filled a void in my life. As much as that might sound ridiculous to some people, he filled a void in my life at that time and made me laugh when I needed to laugh the most. And for that, I will forever be grateful. He also introduced me to the Karen Reid case. I know he didn't introduce everybody. That's fine. And I will forever thank him for that. I think he's done some incredible shit. I think he's done some fucking stupid shit. Right?
And
But
so
him and I, yeah.
I was just gonna say from Bonnie, is Bonnie's the type of woman that you always want in your corner, because if she calls you a friend, she's sincerely gonna ride and die with you. And I'm kind of like the same way with her. And she's the same way with
And I
all the
think
girls. It's not just she and I, but I
think
don't
you're
think
all like that. And I
but
think
we
it's
didn't
terribly
ever.
sad that our relationships have, for sure.
Yeah. So
Super
I don't
sad.
think we ever wanted to go against you guys ever. And we've seen it. Of course, everybody clips everything. And you and
But clip it,
Valerie,
Lily.
right? You and Valerie saying that we don't like you because you forgave Aiden, and that's just not true. And I think you guys know that that's not true, because we were all friendly with you even after you guys made your position on him clear. I didn't care. I mean, to be fair, I didn't know that Valerie had until she attacked me that day. Like, I had just been in her spaces the night before, and Jay Boogie came in, and she didn't know the relationship, so I cracked a joke with him. And she said, "Wait, no, we're not doing that." And I was like, "Oh, Valley, I'm really sorry." And I meant it. Like, "I'm sorry, Val. I apologize. You didn't know the context of that. That was your space. I apologize." Like, and I sincerely meant it. So I thought we were cool. And then they went off on a subject, and I thought, so I didn't say a word to anybody. I just thought, well, I want to talk about X, Y, and Z now, so let me just pop out of here and make a space. And I immediately said when I did, "Hey, this isn't to take away anything from Valerie. She's a cool lady. I support her fully. I just wanted to talk about this." Like, but then I feel thing for me to say, but that's what I felt. And then, of course, just fighting for my honor, and I don't think that I was talking about the Carrie. As far as I'm tired of hating these people, because you've heard me say that 1,000 times too. I'm tired of hating these people on X that I don't know that we did. Even still, if I had been saying I don't want to hate these people anymore, what is wrong with that? Me saying I don't hate them does not mean I support them, which is what Valerie was trying to say in that post the next day, just trying to drag me. Go be friends with Carrie. What are you talking about? I would never speak to these people. I don't support them. I would never support them ever. That's a big difference from random X users who happen to have an opinion on a court case. You know what I mean? Big difference.
You know what? That's one
But
person
even
that
still,
wasn't
I don't want
asked
to hate
about in
them.
Karen's interview was Carrie.
Mm-hmm.
I wish she would have asked Karen about Carrie.
Yeah.
And her friendship or with her or whatever.
Because I've even heard.
I just wonder why everybody's so down on Turtle Boy. Have you seen the stuff that Chris says to women? I'm a
Yeah. So
nobody. I'm a
I've.
nobody, and I'm a nobody, and I made one comment on one of his posts one time, and he called me all kinds of filthy names, including the C word.
I have to
And
agree. And I love
and it
Chris, but I have to
and it
agree.
wasn't even it was my comment wasn't even about him, but because it wasn't what he agreed with. And I've seen him do it to other women, so he's no better than Turtle Boy. And I just
He for
one more
sure
thing, and
is.
No,
one
Barb,
more thing, and then
listen.
I'm
Chris
one
has
more.
turned into everything he hates. And I've told this to him yesterday, actually. Chris isn't at the core,
Yeah.
but he has turned into everything he's fighting against everything
Absolutely.
he has, Barb.
You do know that
Absolutely.
Turtle Boy had a woman put in jail for a wiretapping that he told her to do and told her that it was legal. And then when the shit hit the fan, he let her take the complete fall for it. I mean, he's done so much more evil things that Chris's words, and I'm not here to defend a man, but Chris's mean words can't compare to the level of the things that Turtle Boy has done as far as having actual people locked up, of creating images of his children in the bathtub to frame another man for child porn.
And
Like
it's, I'll
he has
ask you
done
this, Barb. I'll
evil
ask you
things.
this.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me ask you this. Is Chris a
Okay.
public figure?
What does that
I
have
don't
to?
know.
I
Perhaps.
don't
It
know what
does,
that
because
has
of
to do with
course, Turtle Boy
anything.
has had his shit aired.
Mhm.
So that we all have
Yeah, you
our
don't
own
have any
shit
clue
behind the
what.
scenes, right? That we don't want aired. Okay. We all have shit. There's a lot of shit I've got for sure that I don't want. I have sent nudes to people. Have
But
they been aired on air? Fuck
you didn't
no.
have
They're
people
not gonna
locked
be.
up and charged for bogus crimes, right?
I don't know
You've
about that.
it's all there, and I would be glad to send it to you because I think you're going to be
Send it to me.
appalled. I will. I'll
Send it
get it.
to me.
It's all very well documented because of all of his group
But
chats.
let me go back to this. Is Chris
Okay.
a public figure? Do you know the ins and outs of Chris's 40-odd years of life?
Not at all.
But do we
Right.
know a lot of what Aiden's done?
A lot. We do know a lot.
Right. And the
Yeah.
difference being
That he puts people in jail.
he's a controversial, call him what you want, blogger, journalist. He's a controversial public figure that
Well,
goes
this
at other
is
people, that
just to
embarrasses and humiliates other people. I get it. I've been there. And so people then retaliate and off it goes. Do we know? I don't know, Barb. You know, I only see you for face value. I don't know. You say that you've got this beautiful husband and you've got this amazing life, and that's great. I'm happy
I've
for you.
got
I
a
hope you
very
do.
average life. we're
No,
very middle class people.
I mean, when
I'm
you've related
nothing
the fact
fancy.
that these
Yeah.
ridiculous
Hey,
women must
well,
have
I think
shitty
that
fathers, you
situation
have
with the
doubled
kids
down
in
on
the
the fact that
bathtub,
your father was amazing.
that
So
hey,
was in
Lily,
court, right?
my point
could I
being,
just finish my thought and then I'm going to go to bed? I just have one more thing to say is that Astro was talking about going after people's jobs. I just want to clear the record here. That was not Christy that posted that. That was Dag
They
that
both
posted
posted
it.
it. No, they both posted it. I saw it,
Okay,
and I asked them both to take it down.
and then when you talk about going after people's jobs, and you talk about Jess's job is pretty much online, right?
I didn't say anything about
And
Jess. I don't follow her. I don't know what she does.
you said that she had went after Meredith's
Oh,
job.
she
I said
did
No,
that.
I
Meredith's
said
on her
I
that.
said
last
I did
that.
show.
not say that. I
Sorry.
said Christy went after her job.
No, that was me.
I
Okay, I
saw.
thought I heard.
I
Artist.
did see. I did see Christy's post, and I did see Dak's post.
Okay, so you didn't say anything about Jessica then?
No, I
That
don't
was
follow
me.
her.
That was me.
No, that was
Yeah.
you? Okay, real quick, did you see what happened before that where Meredith went in and called her an anti Semite? And,
Me
I mean,
condemning one behavior doesn't mean I condone the other side either.
okay, I'm just saying that Meredith called her an anti-Semite, which was fucking with her job. So Jess followed suit. So it's like it's a tit for tat.
Uh-oh.
You know, you got if you're gonna call out one, call out the other. Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed. Lily, I think you're great. Don't let these
I
people
have a
beat you up.
question for you before you
No,
go. The art of
uh huh.
the heart. You called me a hypocrite, and you said that I lack self awareness. I'm not trying to argue with you. I just want to know where you got that from in the conversation that I had with Lily.
Well, because if you think that she has laughed at something that's inappropriate, we're going to beat her up for 20 minutes over it and repeat it over and over and over again. But then when she points out something that was offensive that hurt her that you laughed about, it's no big deal. You're going to justify it. And I think that's hypocritical.
No.
A
Do
lot of
you?
times when people let me finish. A lot of times when people laugh, let's say that that filth that Jake said, right? And you heard people laugh. Some people are very uncomfortable and it's a nervous laugh. It doesn't mean that they agree, they just don't know. They're caught off guard and they don't know what to say. So you don't have any clue really why people laughed. You don't because you don't know them, you know? But I just hear you justifying your behavior but beating Lily up for hers, and that's what I hear.
Okay, Lily, do you feel that I did that?
Sorry, repeat. Sorry, Astro, I missed that. Do I feel that
That
you
I
did
beat
that
you up for your behavior and justified mine?
today?
Yeah, when we were talking. That's why I asked her to clarify that.
Well, no, I don't. But I also can't speak for anybody else that might think that.
Okay,
No, I
'cause
don't think you
I didn't
did.
know what I don't know what I was
You know,
justifying or
it's just
beating you up
it's,
about.
it's just what I heard. You sat there and she laughed and she laughed and how inappropriate it was, and then she talked about how these people were calling her filthy names and all, and you were like, and she goes, and you laughed.
So
I
you
don't think that I said that.
You
you can
did.
have
Did I
you've got
say
your
that?
opinion. No, it's just you've got your opinion of of Lily because you listen to her as much as you do, which is great. And I like that you enjoy Lily. I think she's got a beautiful voice too, but you're coming in hot on Astro. And with all due respect, you don't know anything about her. She's one of the most measured, thoughtful speakers that I've ever listened to on any spaces. And I think
I
you just
just
got a
think
little
she's
bit of I think you just got a little
Hearted. Secondly, now we're
Well,
going to
see, now that's not
ponder.
cool because I love her and I'm going to defend
Now we're
Carly.
going to this is what she said. So now we're going to ponder on Chris's past to justify Turtle Boy. No, Carly, you clearly can't comprehend what I'm saying. Chris isn't a public figure, and so his dirty laundry hasn't been spread all over the internet. Aiden's has.
And he
It's
deserves it.
different.
He deserves it. He's
I
done
mean,
horrific things.
but I feel
My
like
point is, how
wait,
do we know
Lily.
there are a lot of people out there who haven't had their dirty laundry and aired because they're not public figures? That's my point.
But
So,
he chose
Carly,
to be.
back the fuck up. I know you're in love with Chris. We can all see it.
She's
He
not.
sends you
I don't think
non-shareable
she's in love
photos,
with him, Lily,
doesn't he?
honestly.
Doesn't he, Carly? He sends you non-shareable photos. I get it.
No, he doesn't.
I
That
mean,
was
I
what
don't
was
know about
funny.
that, but
No,
I
I
don't
do
think that
because
she's in love with
it
him. But
no,
Oh
that
no,
was
I
Lily,
put that in her own words. Do you want to? Do you want me to send you? Do you want me to send you the proof, Barb?
well, Lily,
no,
let me ask you a
it was a
question.
No,
funny
because I wouldn't
joke.
do that.
It
I'm not a
was a
cunt,
funny joke
right?
made a while ago.
I
It
know
was
the funny joke. I
no,
know the
no,
funny
no,
joke.
no, no, no. I said not. I didn't say you made the funny joke. It was a funny joke made of a while. I mean, months ago, where
I
people
know what
were
you're talking about.
But
okay.
Lily, let me
Did
and
actually send her a photo that she titled unshareable, right, Carly?
when you
Remember that?
say that like Chris's dirty laundry hasn't been put out there.
I'm not saying there is any. It was
Yeah,
just
no,
I'm
no, no,
saying
no, no.
anybody's
I'm
could
not
be.
saying that you're
Let's
saying
say
that.
another man that's in your like. I'm not saying Chris has dirty laundry for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
I'm
no, I know what you're saying. I know that you're
yeah.
not saying he
It's
does. I'm just saying
hypothetical.
that when expose like the screenshots and the group messages and things like that. So I just feel like that it that's like I don't know if that's like really comparable because like he puts people in a position where they have to put all this
I'm
stuff
not.
out there.
This is Astro, please. I'm not trying to compare the two. I'm making. Let's just say, okay. I'm going to point out Nick Platypus. He's not a public figure. In which case, we know fuck all about him because he's not a public figure. Aiden makes himself a public figure. Someone else, dog's best friend, whoever the fuck you are, soccer account said it's Aiden's choice. Yes, it is Aiden's choice. He takes the good with the bad. He knows that people shit talk him. If he gets to know people personally and intimately, there is a good chance that his shit's going to be leaked or he's going to get shit talked or he's going to piss someone off and they're going to go and talk to somebody about him and they're going to try and take him down. Just like any high profile. Okay, he's a journalist in Massachusetts, right? He's not Brad Pitt. I've said this over and over again. But
Blogger.
you go looking for bad news about any A-list celebrity, it's going to be the same thing. You've got girlfriends that are pissed off. You've
But
got
they're
kids
not
that don't
destroying
like.
lives. He destroys lives. He gets people to the point where they're begging him to please stop doing anything. Please, I'll do anything you want me to do to stop. Just please stop. And he's no,
Okay,
you can't do anything. You're making my dick hard. Beg, beg, bitch, beg. And it
I know
wasn't
what
just
you're talking
that
about.
last one. It wasn't just the last one. He did that to Jen. He did that to the young man. He and outside of all that, like I was saying the other night, I've got 50 some odd police interactions with him in a 2-year period before Karen Reed. The man weaponizes police and then stands up and says he wants to fight for corruption, and he literally is the corruption. He is so evil to people, just absolutely evil to people. And if I see somebody,
yeah, he calls out fuckwits.
they're not
100%.
Well, but
fuckwits.
Lily,
These are
but that's the
humans.
thing. That's the thing, Lily. Puts himself in this position, right? Like with the situation with Elle Woods. If you put yourself in a position where you decide you're going to call somebody out, you're saying you're doing it out of spite, etc., and then that person decides to press charges, and then a DA says, "Hey, actually, we're going to take this case over." That's just a result of his own actions. Like, how can you be mad at somebody for taking the legal
Breaking the
route?
law.
And because
Right.
I
he
don't
does
think
the
he is
same,
mad.
he
I
does
don't
the
think he
same
is mad.
thing. Yeah, he does the same thing when he feels like that's justified.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to say he calls out people, but then when he does that and puts himself in legal jeopardy, how can you defend that behavior? People are going to do it. If somebody did that shit to me,
His fuckwit behavior. And there's a lot of it. And I've probably had the benefit of seeing a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you haven't been able to see yet. Again, I'll be glad to send stuff to you. Certainly, I don't know if I can send what happened during trial 1. I'll find out and see if I can. Um, he was deranged over not getting a press pass
And I
and
am
not
going to
getting
say, I don't
invited.
want to see it. I don't want shit
yeah,
like that.
that's fine, and that's fine, Lily. And I'm not trying to
If I was
speaking for
going to
myself. I'm not
ask
trying to
for it, just
argue
give
with
me a
you.
second.
I'm just trying to
Just
say
give me
that.
a
Wait,
second.
let me
If I
finish
was
real quick
heading
because
into
I'm
a relationship with this man, it would be a different story.
no, I get that, but I'm about to get off. So I just
I don't
wanted to
want his
finish.
private shit. I think it's absolutely abhorrent that this private shit that his wife, the recording of his wife was leaked today, or it was ages ago anyway. Okay, cool. The wrongdoing was Aiden recording his wife. Whatever the fucking reason behind that was, I don't know. I don't agree with it. I don't want to I didn't even listen to it. I saw it and I felt sick. And you know who I felt sick towards? I didn't feel sick towards Aiden. I felt sick towards Koala. Because I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? This is an innocent woman speaking about intimate shit like their children. So I've read. And
No.
he's sharing it.
The
It's two wrongs making a right. Stop it.
So it's not going to be more abhorrent than a woman begging him and pleading with him
That's got nothing
to
to do with
please.
that particular thing.
It has everything,
But you
but
can't
it really
say one
does.
is wrong
It's
and then one is like okay, like and
It's
it's like
all wrong.
right.
yeah, I get
It's
it, but it's
fuckwit
all wrong. But
So
behavior.
why are we both doing it then?
you can't
Why
be
are
upset.
you
Like you
guys
can't
both
vocally
doing it?
be
You're
upset over
posting
one and
all
not
of the
the
shit,
other.
or at least supporting all of the shit that's been coming out. All of the Betero texts makes me sick. It makes me sick. You know how much you're saying, oh, it's his, or Chris says it's all, it's his fault because he shared it. No, he shared it with his intimate partner.
That he's
He shared it.
attacking and that he has multiple
No,
people
he hasn't talked
attacking.
about Meredith for weeks. And I'm not going to get into
Okay,
that.
but he's not
Meredith
public. He may not be
Turtle Boy
publicly
thing.
speaking. How do you think Christy's getting these text messages? How do you
Once
think
again,
these fake
why
accounts are
is
getting
this
these text
between us?
messages? How do
Once
you think
again,
people are getting
anybody with
text
my
messages between her
profile,
and Erica? That's the thing, Lily. It's like he may not have to do something, but he has other people doing it at
well,
his
he's
beck
never
and
asked me to
call.
do anything. I can swear on fucking everything right now.
Well, I'm not
You
saying
guys,
that
I
he
know
asked
you
you to
guys
do anything,
think
but
this.
you also can't sit here and act like he's not asking other people to do anything
I
on
don't
his
know.
behalf. You don't know?
All I can speak
How are
of,
people getting his text
right?
messages? That's just like
Guys,
how did Flip
guys,
get his text
guys,
Christy
messages?
fucking
ladies,
Meredith's little
ladies,
puppy. It's
Lily,
ridiculous. It's
can we
sickening.
please just stop talking? Like, I'm so over him and spending energy on him, and that's
Fair.
not
So can
it's not getting us anywhere. Like, there's a difference of agreement. Like, this is not getting resolved anytime soon. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
that's true.
You're
It would
right.
never be
can
resolved. That's right.
You're right.
but
I
can we
I'm
just
gonna go.
can
So you guys can go ahead and Lily. Like I said, I don't have a problem with you. I just choose to not engage with you. You have your
and I
opinions.
appreciate that. I
Yeah,
do.
you have your opinions. I have mine. How anyone else feels about you is not a reflection of me. I really do not care. It's like Jay-Z said earlier. She's like, "Hey guys, this is not real life. It's not." But Lily invited me up to speak, so I was willing to talk to her. In AJ. I just, like I said, my only issue was, just kind of like egging stuff on when it comes to other people, and that's just what I don't like, what I don't
I
agree
will
with.
go away and check myself that I'm not egging people on to do things that my values don't align with. I don't think I have done that, but I will go away and check myself for sure.
Okay.
Astro, but I appreciate
That's fine. And
you.
you don't have to if you don't want to do that, that's fine. I'm just letting you know how I feel. But I'm gonna go because it's getting late here. But
Night,
I wish
Astro.
we could have talked about the interview because it was a great
Yeah,
interview.
I haven't even listened yet. I'm gonna listen tonight, so I'm excited.
Yes,
it's
it's
good.
really good. That's why I said earlier when you guys were talking about Carrie, I was like, oh wow, that's one person that she did not ask Karen about. And I think that would have been a great person to ask her about.
Yeah, right. Did you watch the Lifetime movie?
Yes, it was awful.
I watched that once it got on YouTube. I was able to watch it, and it was terrible because of the Lifetime
Yeah,
aspect.
it's
Like, it was
Lifetime. So
obviously always going to be
yeah,
cringy, but I actually think the
yeah.
storyline and the narrative was good for Karen. So I was impressed. I was pleased with that. It wasn't pro McAlberts in any way, and I appreciated that. I think it was good.
Yeah, it was very choppy. I hope she gets rights for a good film and she can do one herself. But
Oh, she will. Yeah.
I hope you guys have a good night.
You too, Astro. Thanks again.
Thank
I
you,
appreciate
Astro.
it.
All right,
Have a
no
good
Night,
night.
problem. Good night.
Astro.
Bye.
So yeah, I won't keep you guys any longer either. Like I'm completely happy to shake hands and part as non-enemies. Like I really
Yeah, I
don't like
think
to fight.
unfortunately, we could argue about Turtle Boy until the cows come home. And
There's no
sure,
sense
I
in it.
might have this ridiculous thing where people don't understand why I like him.
Hmm.
And I don't know. I just do.
I'm okay with
I say
that.
it again. I say it again. Do I? I just do. It would be. I actually tried to not like him.
Hmm.
I did. I really tried and I just thought I just can't. I feel so weird. I want to. I so it might be my own issues. It might be, but I just like him. I guess it's like someone liking a controversial comedian and
Yeah.
other people think he is, the scum of the earth. And people think
Hmm.
that about comedians and other
Yeah.
people it doesn't mean that I would participate. As I said, I'm not his partner. I'm not his
Hmm.
girlfriend. I'm not his best friend. I'm just this chick in Australia that likes him. And yes, I have been petty and leaned into the whole "I love you, Turtle Boy" thing the past couple of weeks, and I'm going to stop because it's
Yeah. No,
ridiculous, right?
that's fair. And so, as far as I promise I'm fine with your opinions. Like I sincerely can get along with anybody over any opinion on anything. Just your perspective that he calls out fuckwits. My perspective is I'm calling out him for being a fuckwit. And to be
Oh,
truthful, we were doing that before I knew who the hell Koala was. And he
no, I
just
know.
came in with stuff. So
I've been harsh with Koala with you guys tonight because
yeah,
he won't come up here and talk to me himself, and I'm actually, I guess, thing where everything's about Aiden. I could write him 10 paragraphs and he'll still come back to me and say, "You just hate Meredith and love Aiden." And I'm like, "You're not that dumb, Chris. What the fuck?
yeah.
I don't hate Meredith. I do like Aiden, but I don't hate Meredith. It's got nothing to do with Aiden and Meredith. Clearly, he's projecting. It's all to do with the fact that he hates Aiden, right?"
So how about we'll all obviously never agree on everything, but I would be completely amenable to shaking hands here, and I don't want to come at you guys. I really don't. And I want you to believe what you believe, and we could believe what we want to believe, and there's just no sense in
Agreed.
everything that has happened. And again, I'll take responsibility. I wasn't trying to low blow you as far as your dad, and it really wasn't like about you. I was just thinking aloud about women. And I said it before, I'm not going to say it again, but I apologize. I see exactly how that could be taken that way.
It did really upset me,
Um,
because
yeah.
I am a real person. I am like,
Hmm.
I do feel a lot. And I can't,
Yeah.
like, obviously, I think highly of you, Barb. Otherwise, I wouldn't log into your spaces. I don't log into your spaces because I want to be clip at Lily. I did that once. I get it. I own it. It was shit of me to do. But the other
Well, then
spaces,
it just made me suspicious everything after. I was like, okay, what are they going to spin on me next time? You know what I mean? Like,
I
shit.
get it. And I
Yeah.
appreciate that as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad is, I can't speak for myself. I have got my, got my shit to work out and I own that. But my dad, oh my goodness, he would have had me marry a beautiful man that treated me, like he thinks I deserve to be treated and all the things. And he treated my mum like the princess she was. And they were together until the day she tragically died. And he treated her like the princess she was. And he did everything a good father and husband should do. And he
I'm
still does.
really sorry about your mom also.
Yeah.
But
I appreciate that. Thank you. But it's like, yeah.
You'll go hard for Turtle Boy, and that's fair. That's cool. But I
But it's
will
not going
go
hard
hard.
for Turtle Boy because of you or because of Koala. It's
No,
just
I know that, and that's what I was
nothing.
gonna say. I'll go hard for these ladies, but I think that we can both do what we're doing without going at one another.
Agreed. Turtle Boy has
Yeah.
had people come at him for years,
Mhm.
and it's not my argument. Like I've said to Chris,
Yeah.
go hard for Aiden, but can we stop with the side plots too? Other people are coming into it. Like I don't want to go into the argument now, but all of these side people are getting hurt, and it's like, okay, Chris, cool. You don't like Aiden, you want to take him down, but all of a sudden, it's not about Aiden. It's all about the people around him. It's just fucked. I hate the fact
They
that
keep
Jimmy's
tagging
being
us kids.
over and over again.
Mhm.
For example.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway.
can we part with a truce anyway? And the only thing I'll say, like, I'll ride hard for all of those ladies, but Bonnie, I would drive to wherever she lives and fight in the street with her. You know what I mean? So, like,
And you
I
should.
can't.
And that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agree to disagree, and I really don't want to ever have bad things to say about any of you. So, right? I mean that. I don't like it. I don't like anything about it. It's contrary to everything that I feel. Don't get me wrong, and get down and dirty and be an asshole, but I don't like it. I don't feel good when it's over. It's just not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gross.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Real quick, I do want to say, and Jenny can speak for herself. I just real quick on there was talking about her laughing at my comment.
Yeah.
She feels the same way about me. That's all she's doing is being on my side about things and going hard for me because we're close friends now too. So, y'all can talk on your own about it, I'm sure, but I just, I don't want it to go without being said.
Yeah, no, I'm cool with dropping all that, hearing that explanation. I think you guys can probably appreciate how it looked, especially, me trying to be a little bit protective of MLF and everything. So I accept your explanation. I hope you accept mine, and I can remove the post and let the past be the past. Because Jeannie knows I went really hard for her just a week before that. Like, I don't want to fight with women. I want everybody to be happy and have a good life. And I don't want to fight with men either, but it's just going to happen sometimes. So a lot of stuff gets said and tossed around, and it is what it is. And I get forgetful, and sometimes I'll say some stupid shit, and then they're like, "What did you just say?" And I'm like, "Well, shit, I don't know." So I really have to go back and read and kind of get myself.
I like him. I think he's funny. You hate him. You think he's a piece of shit. Let's just move on. I think it's the side, as I said, the side stuff that kind of gets. It's like
Agree.
someone just commented, so whoever said that, I don't know who, Connor. No, you go and ask Jake why he said it if you've got an issue. Like, this is the thing.
Is Arnold? I was like, what is that sound?
It's Arnold.
I don't know what it was.
It's her little dog.
Yeah.
Oh. Did you get the DM, Lily?
No, I didn't. I was about to say before you go, I still haven't got it. So there's an issue between us in terms of DMing. Because my DM shows that you've still not, it's not even been delivered.
Weird.
And I don't have you blocked. I might have you muted though, so that might make a difference.
Yeah.
But I think you blocked me the other day. But anyway,
you're unblocked.
If we unmute each other, or maybe I need to unmute you. But yeah, all right, I'll try that. And if not,
yeah.
But thanks for coming on to speak. I do really appreciate it. After I did that, after that thing was posted and Val actually copped the most for it, I was like, fuck, this is terrible. Like, that was not my intent, but then it caused me, I did pause and I was like, well, Lily, what was your intent then? Why did you do that? Why did you go to the like effort of putting, I really took what you said, on board, and I'm like, fuck, it really was. Like, what else was there, Lil? So I like to check myself. Sometimes I do shit that is then where
but
I
even
and go, ooh,
even
that's why I messaged you, to acknowledge that and be like, you know what, there was no actual reason for it except to create, or maybe it was just all in my head, because I promise you I am actually crazy. Like, I'm a crazy person.
Lily, stop saying that, please.
But you know what I mean? Like, when I say I'm a good crazy, like, I'm not a psycho.
No, I know what you're saying. I just don't, like, speaking stuff into the world about ourselves like that. I just, because I care about you.
I love you. I love you for that, AJ. But like, I'm me. I've always been Lily, which I've been a little bit different, but anyway. So it did cause me, which is why Barb, it was Saturday it was only a week ago that I messaged you, whereas this happened 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it took me a week or two to actually swallow my pride, check myself, think about it, and then swallow my pride and go, okay, Lil, let's acknowledge this. And AJ will even have my back, because she did tell me that, she was talking to you behind the scenes. She didn't say what, but that,
oh, it's okay. Like, it was nothing. I mean, she was just brokering peace.
No, yeah, and she was like, Barb, and Barb's great, and it's so unlike her to be kind of a part of anything bitchy, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I would be lying that didn't kind of throw me into thinking, okay, yeah, well, that's true. Barb's never been like that. But yeah.
But that's also what I said to her too. I was like, she's a little worked up right now still, so that's why I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
That was.
But I didn't even tell AJ when I messaged you. I think I told.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't tell anyone, because it was no one else's business. I wasn't doing it for anybody but you. You know what I mean? Like, I'd hurt you, and so I wanted to address you.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah, no, and I did. I responded. Since you can't see it, I'll just read it to you. It said, after everything that you said, it said, "Thank you, Lily Hart. I hate fighting for real," and that was it. And then next thing I know, I'm the stuff with Bonnie, and like I said, I'm gonna drive across the country if I need to be with her. So that's just kind of how it all went. And I think we all understand that.
I think Bonnie's
great, you guys
too.
have that too. Yeah.
Bonnie's super passionate, and
she's wicked good at what she does. She's a damn
I respect her.
Internet beast.
Yeah, 100%. And her videos are amazing. They always were. They always, she's pissed me off in the last week. It's, we've.
She's a wonderful soul. Like, she's loyal to
really hurt
the core.
She's hurt me 10 times more than Aiden ever did. 10 times more. And maybe that's because I expected more of her, and I do expect more of her.
Don't don't expect more from her. I think that, and I'm not gonna argue with you about it, but that's the thing. He gets a pass a lot, but that's okay.
What do you mean? I'm saying I expect more from Bonnie.
I think she just didn't expect it from the friendship that she felt. Like, like, you can see it and expect it coming from certain people.
Yeah, for sure.
penetrates different.
But she can also acknowledge that that all began with that clip. You know.
Of course, yeah,
Yeah.
I get it.
So yeah, because we for sure, I had never seen a single person, you know, dragging you or anything like that. I would have spoken in and helped too. And then that, so I guess that whole thing made me think, well, shit, was all that fake? Were we being played? That's just, you know, and again.
Actually, I will ask before you go, Barb, why do you call me a pick-me girl? And I'm not being a smart ass. I'm
No,
actually
it's
honest.
okay.
Why?
It's probably an easy thing to get lumped in with when, in my strong opinion, that's what Valerie is. For me, it's when people will go hard, defend, and excuse anything a man does and hold women to higher standards. But almost like the woman seeks male validation at the expense of relationships with women.
All right. So what happens if I really do, though? Like, do you not find it calling me I'm not saying you, but if women are calling me constantly, making fun of me, calling me a pick-me girl, because I don't know, maybe I do that.
Yeah.
Is that not bullying? Do you think that's bullying?
It's typically in response, perhaps. I'm not going to say entirely it's not, but I think that you give as good as you get. In truth, because you do some pretty tough arguments against people too, you know. Like I would be lying if I thought that you'd been victimized because of it, because you do go pretty hard also.
I stand firm against that, because Bonnie's also said that I've cried victim, which is garbage. I don't know when I cried victim, aside from when.
Oh, I didn't think that. If I did, I don't remember it.
When I cried on the space, which everyone seems to have cried. Do you think I cried because of how Turtle Boy abused me? Is that what you think?
So to my honest opinion, I thought you cried because you got put on the spot to defend a situation that you weren't prepared to defend, and that you got overwhelmed. That was what I thought when it was happening.
Which situation? Because there was a couple.
Yeah, so when that happened, you were trying to say something to the extent of you knew Meredith released the recording. There was, and please remember, my memory is terrible. So if I'm getting something wrong, tell me.
Early on, yeah, when Meredith came in and she said, you know, show the receipts, and I said, well, I can't because it's not black and white. And then I said, I'll need some time to answer that, and I'll do a presentation. Yeah, I don't think I cried then though.
No, you didn't. At some point afterwards, I really don't remember who said it.
Valerie did. Valerie actually made me cry. Yes.
So she's the one that said it. Yeah. So isn't that interesting? Because she was at the point.
MLF back to her abuser, aka Aiden.
Yeah. Yeah.
And shoved down my throat, and then it came after that as well when I cried properly.
So I thought you were just overwhelmed. I didn't see you trying to play a victim because it was a little too real. I really thought that you got overwhelmed, caught up into something that you weren't prepared to defend. And in that sense, it just made it feel like you were just saying whatever you needed to defend him without necessarily having the evidence to back it up. That's what it felt like. I'm not claiming that's what happened.
It was nothing to do with Aiden, though.
Yeah,
this is the thing.
That's
this is
fair.
where the miscommunication is. All of a sudden, I'm crying about being abused. Aiden didn't abuse me, and this is. I'm going to say this again. It might be abuse to some, but as far as I'm concerned, Aiden was a cunt to me, just like I was a cunt to him, right? But he didn't abuse me. To me, in comparison to what I have experienced in real life, he's a fucking butterfly, and I'd take him down with my right pinky finger.
Oh Lord, you've vastly underestimated that man. Be careful.
Look, what I'm saying is, it's been repeated that I cried on my space because I felt like a victim of Aiden's, and he made me cry.
Oh,
he made me cry on the day that he streamed my shit, and I cried to Chris on the phone.
Well, you were a victim at that point. I don't mean that in a terrible way.
No.
Just he that's what happened at that point.
He humiliated Chelsea because of whatever. It's sketchy, I know that. But then I said, she was obviously, well, she came across as drunk, and she kept coming back onto the space saying, dox me, and I just said, look, Meredith, as in MLF, look, I don't know, there's nothing more I can do. I can't do anything for you here. Like, I'm literally sitting in Australia hosting a space. I don't know what else. We've gone over and over and over and over it. And I said to her, you've been a turtle rider for a decade, right? She said, yeah. I said, so Aiden knows who you are because you've been a loyal turtle rider. Yeah. I said, why don't you just message him? Just send him a quick message and ask him if he can ask Chelsea to take that picture down with your last name in it. I'm sure he'll do it for you. And then Valerie chimed straight in and was like, Lily, what the fuck? You're sending the abused back to her abuser. And to me, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, this went from fucking level 0 to 100 real quick. This is not abused and abuser. This is me making a suggestion. And then that's when Valerie said, oh, okay. So, and I said, well, I did that. And Aiden and I ended up working things out. So Valerie, fair, because Val, fuck, she's one to argue with. She scares me, and I love her. She scares me though. And she said to me, well, you explain right now, what good did it do that you went to Aiden in the end, that you messaged Aiden after he did that to you? What good did it do? And I stumbled again. I stuttered, and I was like, oh, because there wasn't one moment. There wasn't one phone call. There was multiple actually during recording gate. Aiden and I went back and forth where we were against each other, and then something else would come out and he'd hate me or I'd hate him, or he'd accuse me of something or I'd accuse him of lying or whatever it was. It went back and forth all the time. So there was multiple conversations where we would try and sort it out. So I stuttered and I said to Val, well, yes, I think it did do good in the long run, but it's not, again, like the Meredith thing, it's not a black and white answer. And of course, Val, being Val, was just like, well, how can you can't even explain it. You're stuttering again. And then Val left. And then everything started to happen in the chat, like with the AIM account, and she was crapping on with the whole, you've been abused. So it was getting shoved down my throat that I was this poor abused woman by Aiden. And that really fucked me off, to be honest. It had nothing to do with Aiden and my supporting of him, being supportive of him or sticking up for him. It was the fact, don't fucking tell me when I'm abused or not abused. Right? Nobody else tell me that unless you've been there for the last 30 years or 25 years since I've been an adult.
I had a pretty wild life until the past 15 years.
And you know what? I believe you. I believe you. Yeah. I would never, Val. I would never try and shove down your throat that you're trying to exploit abused or that you're abused. If Aiden leaked out you're abused, you're the abused one here, I've got no right to say that. Only you have the right to feel like that. I might think, fuck you, Aiden, for doing that, and I would actually. I would 100%. But only you know when and where you've been abused. That you have. I really am.
Yeah, and that's fair. And I know we had kind of addressed the whole sexual assault thing. There's also a lot of women who've been like, there had to have been a lot of women that hurt too, I guess.
I agree.
Yeah. So there's yeah.
I think where AJ and I sort of made fun of it, and okay, sure, it was in poor taste, but at the same time, AJ and I we can openly joke about sexual activity. And so we openly joked about being fisted, and that might put a lot of people off or think that we're slutty or something.
No, that's cool. No. That's what you do in the privacy of your bedroom is fine with me. But
we might not, though. We just might make fun of it. But I understand, and I'm not going to be played dumb.
To be clear, I've never been fisted.
Yeah, me either. I gave
not the
birth a
privacy of my
couple
bedroom.
times. Yeah.
I think I'm set on that one.
No. But
And
yeah,
and
so it was violent.
that, and she didn't. But I think MLF as well. I'm not making light of anything that like that. I actually don't have much respect for her personally. When I came onto your spaces, the one, not the one that Chris was just on, that I was cracking the shits about before with the BLT situation. I think one before that, and after her live with Meredith, actually, where she copped shit for the big wine glass that I had nothing to do with either. And then I was just listening in to your space. Actually, that's when I was messaging you, apologizing. And she said, "Bring Lily up here. Get Lily up here. I want to talk to her." And it's like, no, mate. Yeah. Like, I've got nothing. I don't even know her. I've got nothing to say to you. Why? Why do you want to bring me up on Barb's space? Clearly you want an argument over what? What do you want an argument about? So of course I was there. She could see me. You guys could see me, but I was like, I don't want to come up and talk to you. Like, you mean nothing to me.
And she's been like major defense mode, because from our perspective, from my perspective, and just listening to her and seeing how it all played out, and just seeing her send messages saying, "What do I do? What do I do?" And I'm like, just leave it alone. Just, they're having fun with you because they're getting a reaction. Just let it go. And but I could also put myself in that position and just feel how desperate she's feeling. Like, why won't they leave me alone? And just talking about her for a full 30 minutes on a show, calling her these names. And I can't be convinced these content creators don't know what they're doing when they do it. They know that it's going. Wow, you've already said it was just vile, but imagine not just her, like I don't know if she's experienced anything like that in her life. She may have. Mitigate all of that. Just, I think that we all have a better idea of how we got here. Because I think they're wonderful, intelligent ladies with extremely high integrity. And I just don't see them going around and picking on people
No one
just to
expects
be
you to
mean.
not defend your people.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Ever.
And I appreciate that you do that. But I just also want to say right now that I'm going to defend the blokes that I have. And I moved away, and I said this to Koala. The whole moving away to like these KMS guys that happened, you know, Kirk Minhane stopped doing his shows every week. And so the inevitably the worlds were going to collide because there's a lot of Boston guys and FKR, it just collided. So, but I just want to say, Barb, to you, Coach's Corner, for example, is not the person that said that about MLF. The person that said that about MLF, and I'll say it again, is nobody that AJ and I support. He is around all the time, though. It doesn't mean we support him. There are many blokes in that corner, and I've even said to Chris, come over with me, come and say g'day. Let's forget about the FKR shit for a while and the turtle, because he is my friend. He is my legitimate friend. I don't want this shit to get in between us, but he won't. He won't. He hasn't. He won't take me up on that offer, and that's fine. It's not got nothing to do with anything. But it's like the reason I have kind of veered off that way is because I want to disengage from it. It doesn't mean I'm not going to like defend myself or argue back or whatever. So it is a
Oh no, because we don't listen. I don't listen to them. I tried one time and had to leave.
Talk a lot of shit. That's right. People come in that are. I mean, Leah came in today. Many people, and they're like, "What's going on here?" And it's like, and they can be. They can be.
They continue the way that they bust each other's balls.
Yeah.
Whether we're there or not.
Yeah.
And that's cool. Like, they can have their corner of the internet. You guys know me. I think everybody should be able to say whatever they want to say. But I guess just trying to crash the spaces. What they did to Deirdre, I wasn't even there. I was getting text messages. Oh my God, what's Deirdre doing? I'm like, I don't know. I'm not there. Just
See, I don't know
stupid
about
shit
this
like
either.
that, man.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
it was bad. That was when they crashed her spaces, and you know, they spoke articulately for a minute, and then next thing you know, they're dropping the N bomb with the hard R and just saying all kind of crazy shit, and then it brought a
Look,
lot
I'll
of
be
heat
honest
on
though,
her. Yeah.
they will fiercely and have, and yeah, they will fiercely support AJ and I, and that's got nothing. I don't know why. I mean, because they are good blokes, but
But
they are.
that they weren't talking about you guys. I wasn't even in that space, so Deirdre was doing
I
one
think she's
of
saying now.
hers. Oh, I got you. Okay. Sorry.
I don't know
So yeah,
why
but
they
when they
know it, Deirdre. Privately, because she's worried about me, and that's fair. That's fine.
Mhm.
But you know, Bonnie alluded that people have been talking about it. You know, talking about how they're worried about me behind the scenes, and that I'm
Mhm.
perpetuating that. Well, that's just a complete. I don't understand all of that. I don't expect you to reply. I'm just saying this goes to support her narrative that I'm, you know, faking being mentally ill, which is just, it makes me sick. It's almost as sick
Well,
as joking that somebody might be sexually assaulted to me, right? Because it's fucking foul. I would never, I don't think I could fake being anyone else if I tried, Barb. Do you? Like, unfortunately, I am
well,
Lil to the bone, and sometimes I fucking hate that. But I am me.
yeah, no, and not to call you out, but you earlier you did say that you were leaning into that, trying to make you were leaning into the
I was.
satire of it. Yeah. So I think that could be interpreted in that
I
way,
don't see how
that
that's
that
leaning
you
into
were
being
trying to
mentally
be.
ill. It's just leaning into lovely
Yeah.
Turtle Boy and being obsessed with Aiden.
But if you if people who are reading don't understand that you're leaning into it in a satirical way, they're not going to have a choice but to think, wow, she may really be ill.
No, but this is the thing. Bonnie
So,
was saying that I was pretending. I was faking mental illness.
well, and
I don't get it. But okay, I don't get that.
yeah.
I think it's just like, you know, I thought it was, I mean, I know I kind of even like it went too far, but it's funny. Like, I still find it funny. And I think even now, like, it's not funny anymore. Like, I'm even over the joke where it's boring. But for those couple of weeks where I really leaned into it, you know, we're how far away from Holden do you live, etc. Although he will meet me when I go there, whether he likes it or not.
God damn it, Lily.
We will get a photo together. And but aside from that, I don't see, to me, that, I mean, maybe only someone that's mentally, I guess, if I really was being serious, that would mean I was mentally ill. But I guess I take offense to it because I have, you know what I mean?
The conjecture about someone's mental health is kind of
She was saying it so I'd get attention, and it's like, well, why would I get attention for that? Does she mean from Aiden? Is that?
I think it was just the pity aspect of it, is the way I read it. That you wanted to, you know, you're feigning it for whatever reason.
What, get pity from who though?
Making an excuse for why you were so, I don't know, whatever the fuck you are, pick me, or do you know what I'm saying?
No, I don't get it.
Probably because you're not doing it.
I told you I'm crazy. I don't get it. See, this is why I'm like, maybe no, I don't get it. Like, it was a joke, and I leaned into it only because
You're exasperated. You're like, fuck, let me just lean in, which is the same thing that I was doing, right? Like, I think that's just our response to certain things.
you leaned into the fist thing. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I just did it for a lot longer and more intense. Yeah, but I mean, it is Turtle Boy, and it's like, it has become a joke. Like, you know, yes, I got drunk. Okay, Barb, yeah, I got drunk on New Year's, and I will actually address, while you're here at least, those two things I said about Meredith, and because I was going off about Miss Shorty, actually, when I was going off about her. let's not worry about her. That's valid. But then I started going off about Meredith being friends with Koala and how I was like, she'll never have what I have with Koala. And that's hilariously painful to hear every time I remember it. Like, oh my God, I'm so ridiculous. And I get that. It was ridiculous. And also, but secondly, I think then I got angry at Lindsay from New Jersey, which I do harbor anger for because I feel like she has lied to Chris. I'm not angry with her about anything she's done to Aiden. I think it's fucked. And I know Aiden did some shit to her too, but it fucks me off that Chris believes everything she says. It does. Really fucking does. It fucking irritates the shit out of me that he feels like she has any credibility whatsoever. So that's, I guess, Arnold. Do you want to say hello? You want your toy. But Meredith, like, yeah, I think she dislikes me probably because I gave the text to Aiden that day, that, the lunch text. But that's a long time ago. And then I think, I definitely haven't supported her, and I don't. But I don't have any ill will towards her at all, not one bit, actually. I don't follow her. I don't comment on her shit. I may have laughed at her expense a couple of times when people share things. I might like things that people share.
Yeah.
But
that's fair.
I actually think she's a really intelligent, beautiful woman that could drop this all and just get on with her life. But I know that comes across as someone that's like, you just wanted to stop shitting on Turtle Boy. It's like, well, it's not that. It's just that I think it's just gone on for so long now that it's like, I kind of wish she would for her own good. But at the same time,
I think it may be out of her hands entirely.
She has to get on with it. She has to do what she needs to do, right? We all need to do what we need to do. We all have different ways of dealing with things and coping mechanisms and stuff. I also
for sure coordinate. And she was no party to any of that. She was a tool used by him.
You haven't read Chelsea's ex.
And not in a while, but I did read the text messages that Chelsea claimed to have what she selected to share, and then read the full context in what Meredith had, and you could see exactly what was happening there. Meredith wasn't harassing that woman. That was just a story that they concocted to make it happen on that night. For whatever reason, he needed it to happen then. I believe it was because he needed content, and I think he was just impulsive. He didn't think it all the way through. He should have. I think Meredith probably was one of the last people he should have done that to, because we've seen, everything from there that has happened to him. And I can say that she wasn't saying anything.
Okay, and so when you say that you think it was orchestrated by Aiden,
yeah,
and I'm not saying he's not capable of that. Don't get me wrong, as much as, but
and he actually admitted it on a live that he got Chelsea to do it. I would have to come up with the clip, but I could send that to you also.
I think I've seen that, and he does admit that he agreed to it or said, okay, you're right to go ahead, because I think he had asked her not to do it prior. And if you read, that's my belief, right, is that, she did wait, I guess, for his permission, and that sounds bad. It'd be like, because they were friends, they were good friends, right? Good friends that at a couple of times may have crossed the line where it might have turned into a little bit of, sexual innuendo or sex chat. I don't believe to this day that there was anything more than that. And I also don't blame either one for it. Fucking whatever. We're all adults. You may never have done anything like that, Barb. I have. People do that shit all the time. Doesn't, you know, it could be a slip up. You could be drunk. You could be having a fight. You know, your husband might have been a cunt to you for the last week and you decide that fucking I'm going to tell the guy from work that I think he's hot. Whatever it might be, okay? Shit happens all the time like this. So maybe, especially when you've got a good friendship as a foundation there, that things like that can slip. I don't personally believe that they ever slept together. I could be wrong, right? I don't think that either of them would ever admit it to this day either. That would be stupid. Why would you? I mean, deny. It's the number one rule. You don't admit shit like that. But requesting to be a friend and then canceling it and then requesting the friendship again and canceling it and requesting the friendship again on Facebook by Meredith to Chelsea. So there's that. Then there's also, because she didn't notice, so she had to keep like canceling it, so that pushing the notification through basically so that Chelsea could see that Meredith was like watching her or near her or whatever. There was also Meredith liking or unliking photos of women in Aiden's Facebook account. Okay, so we'll start from there. What do you think of those things there?
I think it's all fair. I'm
fair.
In the interest of not like, no, I mean, I wholly disagree, but that's okay. But I'm also like super tired and I don't want to be disrespectful and not give the conversation the attention.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. So maybe it can be resumed later where we can kind of, because I had no idea that I'd be popping in tonight.
No,
yeah,
that's
so maybe
fine.
we could both think about it a little bit more.
I
And
mean, at the end of the day, it's all there. I don't think,
yeah,
again, it's kind of just feeding into more of the fact it's none. I would prefer to not crap on about it because
I'll delete the post.
Which
But
post do you mean?
the one where I like
Did you
I'll
post a
show it
nude
to
of
you.
me, Barb?
Oh no, no. Back when the jokes were being made about the sexual assault, I was like, these ladies think that that's cool, and that's all I've said since or before, you know.
Oh,
But yeah, I'll
okay.
delete that. And again, I apologize for making you feel that I disrespected your dad. I would never want to do that. That was
Thank
just
you.
me fumbling through trying to make excuses for things that I don't understand, and I can
I'm
see why that
happy
was
to have a
hurtful.
private conversation with you about my
Okay.
and why I'm happy to.
Oh, you don't owe me any of that, I promise.
I don't, and I
yeah,
don't, but I'm more
yeah.
than happy. I respect you enough to have that conversation with you privately, you know,
Okay.
because I'm trying to work shit out for myself too. I have an open mind, right?
Yeah.
And if I didn't respect you or care about you, I wouldn't be bothered by you. So I think, you know, but anyway, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And
you're welcome. Thank you guys. Thank you. I'm glad we were able to have like a adult conversation and everything. Not that I didn't expect that from you guys. Of course I did, but you know how things can go sometimes. So but yeah, I appreciate it. And again, apologies and onwards and upwards, and maybe when I'm not so tired, we can look at everything again.
Yeah, all good. Cheers, Barb.
Okay.
Sleep.
Awesome. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye. What?
I'm exhausted too.
Uh-huh. I'm exhausted. You're exhausted. I'm exhausted. Fuck.
We were supposed to talk about ankles.
Ankles are right. I know. Look, you know what? It was a long time coming. I'm so glad they
I
came
know, Lily. I know. It's fine. It's fine. No, I'm
so glad they came on though, because it's like I feel like I was so frustrated not being able to get like no messages were going through to Barb, and I didn't want anyone else to like tap her on the shoulder and be like, Lily wants you to check her messages, because then I felt like a dickhead. But at the same time, I was like, why isn't she seeing them? It wasn't her fault. But yeah, it was good. It was, and it was, I knew that kind of bringing Astro up first, you know, Astro is so that she is super intelligent. I think honestly it went well. Look who's here. JB.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's something wrong with both of us.
There is something wrong with us. Oh, all right.
Fuck my life. It's gotten cold here. What are you laughing about now, you weirdo?
The career nomad. You may speak. Sorry, you've been waiting for ages. You've fallen asleep. I get it. John Barron, come and talk. I'll invite you. Come on. Bless us all with your voice.
You're ridiculous, Lily. The career nomad, if you're gonna be asleep on stage, at least on mic so we can hear you snore. We don't know anyone that would do that, right?
Lots of blokes fall asleep on the phone.
Sorry, did you call me out? I was just about to go to bed.
I think you fell asleep, which is understandable.
Are you? And I'm going to jump in the middle of that conversation because it sounded like you all just really need to have it. So.
Oh, thanks. That's fine. No. That's fine. Thank you. John, how you doing? How you doing?
Hi, Lily.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. What did you think of that conversation? How much did you catch?
I caught the tail end, but did you and Beer Belly make up?
Yeah, we did. It seems like we did, which is nice.
I'm unclear. So, what was your problem with her?